doesn't give me a time. Cold from Kiwi. Anyways.
Play some Mr. Vanitas.
History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. If he lives,
I want to play Stellar Blade.
his truth becomes
I
written.
want to be busty.
Sony said wait.
You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy
Oh,
stay capping,
I just thought of another thing now that I could talk
that
about.
bitch your face.
But I
You
don't
don't
know
want
if it's
smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy
It's a
stay
space
capping,
for me,
need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a
Well,
disgrace.
neither have I, but I was just the reason why I haven't gotten it. I'll talk about like why I'm disappointed in the release, and I think even though there's like a lot of glaze for the game, but I think it's kind of unwarranted or comes from a place of ignorance.
That's usually how it goes.
Elon did something to fucking sharing my mobile, I swear.
Yep.
Like, it just makes a giant link sometimes. And like, what's going on? I don't like Twitter. All back to Twitter.
Jack, save us.
No. Fuck that bitch. Let me run it. I'm gonna return to Wild Wild West. So maybe not. I'm gonna say do whatever you want, say whatever you want. Somebody granny died, you want to dunk on the granny? Dunk on the granny.
That's what I'm doing. These Sonic fans are like, don't clap or cheer when Maria gets shot. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna start dancing in the theater.
Yay!
That's crazy.
お兄ちゃん、ピースピース。
Why are they saying that? That's funny. Hold on, let me say
I'm like, I don't understand. Like, that little girl getting shot is one of the best things to happen to that series. Like, what are we talking about?
イエーイお兄ちゃん、ピースピース。
Jimmy, have you found a reason why your viewer count's still been keeping really low? I know you had said something about that like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, it's whatever. I got reason. I don't know. It's as good as mine. But whatever. It's like, it is what it is. Maybe it'll get bigger. Maybe it won't. I don't know.
I feel like that's a lot of the quote-unquote breakthrough shit on Twitch is a lot of just fucking random chance.
Okay.
It is. It absolutely is. And I don't play RNG, and I'm not gonna prostrate myself either. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fucking do no coon dance and shit. So it's me with all of that.
You're not?
Never.
Aw.
You're not gonna Cupid shuffle on camera to get the views, bruh?
You're not gonna do that muscular ass nigga who just be dancing, look mad, weird and stiff.
In the restaurants?
Yeah. Thank you for the subscription, Lost. 23 months. Appreciate you. See Obama. No, this is not a music stream. This is a. Oh shoot! It is Wednesday. I'll watch 1,000 Year Blood War when I'm done. I forgot. It was Wednesday. That's my bad. The video game pod. Have you ever seen Snowfall in the 6? I saw it once or twice. It hasn't happened this year, which is good so far. I hope it doesn't snow ever again. Chief asks how you are, Glam, and he said, "Greetings, my emperor."
Yes, it's me. Me. Surprisingly, it is me. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. The video game stream, almost forgot. Yeah, that's what the title is. You still do this? Because I'm like, it's been a while. But hope everyone's doing well. I want to apologize for being awful at streaming. I'm not actually sorry. It is what it is. But I've been awful at streaming. But how you boys doing? You guys are good? Everything's blessed, fam? Man, am I blessed?
As good as it can be.
I felt that in my heart. All right, we're here to talk about the Vidya game, and as per usual, I usually start. You see,
I
I
want to
did.
shoot bow. I want to shoot bow.
I don't see the title. I click the stream alert. I get it. It doesn't tell me the title. Also, I'll talk about music later. I think I might as well just wait until like I'm ready to talk about albums of the year. Is anything else coming out? Because Kendrick's number 5, and it's gonna piss a lot of you guys off. Anywho, video
Cole's got his
games.
mixtape coming.
Hmm?
Cole's got his mixtape coming.
No, it's just right. It's just being released on streaming now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Come up.
Good chance Kendrick drops a second one, by the way.
Oh, I don't think this is the main one. I think
Yeah.
this, but I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
not that. Well, it's whatever to me. That being said,
Yeah.
what y'all boys been playing, man? Have you guys beaten anything recently? Been playing anything recently? I've been awful, bro. I have not got to play as much games as I wanted to. Only thing I really beat was Anno Mutatano.
Latin is a language. Cool.
And whatchamacallit? That scared the crap out of me. Thank you for the follow, Wellspring Con. It's whatchamacallit? The Rolling Rascals demo, whatever. I play every once in a while when they update it. I check out what they added and stuff. And me and my girlfriend were playing Degrees of Separation and Stardew Valley. So that's really all I've been doing for the most part.
He's a farm sim merchant. Look at this man. Domesticated. That's crazy.
Yeah, family man era.
Steam sale was today.
I actually
Started
saw it.
today. Yeah.
Pepper grinders on sale. Bo, the teal staff of the path of the teal lotus. I don't remember the name. It's on sale. I actually saw Lightning Rays like $5. So if anybody kind of likes Punch Out and you want to be black, you want to box aliens, yo, get Thunder Ray. Shit, $5. Shit game raw, bro. It's so good. So yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I copped Neva, I Am Your Beast, and Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus today.
Neva's
All the
out.
things I wanted, so yep.
What? I'm so washed, bro. I'm so
Yeah.
tired of this. I'm so washed. I didn't even know it was out.
Yep.
Talk about the guys who make Glee, right?
Yep.
Fuck me in the ass. All right, bet. Mr. Simi, Mr. New York.
Steam? We don't care about that. In any case, I haven't played anything. I've been in the Hyperbolic Time Buddy? Hyperbolic Time Study Chamber all year. So, outside of Empire Hours, I haven't been playing anything. So, I don't got nothing to say about that in that regard.
It's been going well, though, right? Like, you passed. The last time I talked to you, you passed whatever you were passing. You did well, right?
See.
Yeah, but I
we're
understand.
almost out.
Hang in there, bro. I know those when those real life priorities hit, and it's like I just want to like do my thing because like you know what I realize is like if I don't get that time, like me time to just drool, as we would say, just sit in my chair and fart in it. Whoa, I'm not even on camera. What the fuck's wrong with me? Oh, it's my bad. And like just like play and just do nothing. Like I start getting so irritated and frustrated at the smallest inconvenience, the smallest thing, yo. So. We need that. I feel it. When I get this time off because basically I'm losing my job. I'm gonna just game, bro. I'm gonna go hard. I have to start with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 though. If I don't beat it, I'm just giving the game away. If someone wants the free copy, I'll just pay for the shipping because I'm not gonna play it. I won't get played. So, anyways, let me see what y'all saying in chat. Why isn't my phone doing its thing? See, I need to get my other mouse now because my mouse is not broken, but like the rolly part that helps you scroll, it like sunk inward, so it doesn't work. So I can't scroll the way I want to scroll. Let me see. This is still wait. I'm cooked. I've only beaten 5 games this year. I feel that. Was getting some OG Fort dubs a week ago. That's about it. Oh, Fortnite. I was like Fort. Been running the Arkham Gauntlet. I swear, if I ever see something in real life, it's Flamethrower season. Z whose name starts with Z? I'm so cooked on games. Oh, I also play a little bit of Street.
He's talking about
Street Fighter 6 World Tour. I kind of like it. I kind of want to finish it at my friend's house. I might do that. College is cooking my ass off and playing shit. The only thing I find time for is to read manhwa and watch Bleach Weekly. I feel it. I'm Jason Todd. I'll do what Batman won't. I got you. So yeah.
I've been on the because I didn't actually say what I was been doing. I've been on the college grind, the work grind, and the playing and reading grind. So I've been making sure I dedicate time to each because I'm not willing to let myself get cooked in terms of all my interests just for the sake of getting bread. So I've been trying to find. I've been.
That's a young man's game
for that so far.
I know.
Hey, 26, not that young.
Come on, listen. You know what? When I was 26, I started rounding myself up to to 30, so I feel it.
Yeah.
All right.
What did I recently be? Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 again because I've been doing the second campaign that they have, where it's the different origin character. I'm in Act 3 of that now.
Have you played the Stardew? Stardew. I'm so tired. Fucking Sea of Stars DLC at all or no?
That hasn't even dropped yet. That's February, brother.
What?
You're talking about the update.
The Dawn of
update.
Oh, is that what that was? Dawn of Equinox?
Yeah.
I thought that was. Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
that
It's
was
called
all that
Throws
was.
of the Watches or something with the clock. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm done.
That's February.
Never mind.
I've been running through Wii games on my emulator for the past couple months, and then what was the other major thing? Dark Souls 3. Beat that too. And I've been playing a lot of Death Sprint 66 in my free time.
Oh, I actually played Elden Ring for like 10 minutes. It's cool. It's hard though. Mario Kart Wii, that's the best one.
Black Myth Wukong was the other thing I beat recently.
Yo.
I say recently. It was like 2 months ago. But
That game is raw. It's fun. I like it.
yes, it is.
It's pretty much a boss for us Gauntlet in my opinion though.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a bunch of bosses
Yeah.
you fight. It's cool. I gotta get through the webbed hollows though. It's actually not that bad. Seriously, actually not that bad. Like they actually look mad goofy and stupid. There's like a few like actual spiders and like sometimes I have to just kind of squint my eyes while I know what I'm fighting, but I can't really see it. I'm okay. I've been all right. So far. I've been okay.
Yeah, the boss spiders are fucking like raising their legs constantly and undulating and shit. They don't even really look like spiders. They're just fucking.
I also gotta mute it because I want to hear no cries. But yeah. But all the other bugs don't bother me. I've always said that. Like, I feel like other people are scared, don't like centipedes and millipedes and stuff. I'm like, y'all just look stupid with all them legs and goofy to me and shit. But it's part of the lore. This is and oddly enough, this is probably my biggest. Not biggest. What's the word I'm looking for? How am I gonna phrase this? When it comes to what is it called? Journey to the West. Journey to the West. This is like my closest like association with that story properly. Like I've read excerpts. I've known characters like obviously Goku that's based off of Son of Wukong and stuff like that, but I've never actually dived into the mythology itself. So this is the closest I've ever really gotten to it, aside from some of the again, like I said, like some of the Chinese the Dawn Hunt that I watch and stuff like that. Like
I was actually thinking a couple. Like I think it was like a week ago. I thought to myself, like, it might be at least in contention the most culturally accurate adaptation for a game that I've ever seen, because it touches on. It's not even just the myth. Like there's a lot of just real life Taoist and Buddhist shit in that game that they touch upon a lot.
The eternal Tao. I said, but Naya, I thought you were a Spider Mommy believer. Spider Mom. Oh, Tower God. It's like, who? Yeah, she packed up a van kill. I don't like her, so good job. She did a good job. That family's cooked though. That nigga's dead. But I actually do want to start with the Power World lawsuit. I haven't followed it 100% fully. I started off following it, and then I kind of fell off. I don't mind pulling up an article if I have to kind of get reacquainted. But what do you know about it, Glam? And have you been following it at all?
Nintendo. Let me put it like this: if this was a legal case happening anywhere other than Japan, where their copyright law is outdated as shit, Nintendo would have zero way of winning this case at all, because of they're not going after them on copyright infringement. They're going after them on patents. But the patents that they have filed, that they've said that Power World is infringing upon, all of them, the last time that they were filed at least, which could also be the first time that they were filed, unsure on like when those patents were fully submitted, but all of them are dated after Power World was released. And they're all generalized game mechanics. Like there's one that's like capturing a creature in a device is one of them. Mounting a creature in an open space is another.
Wait, I can't
I mean,
horseback ride, nigga? What?
Yes.
Hey, Red Dead Redemption, come outside. You can't ride no
Yes.
more horses.
And the only reason that Nintendo is doing this that I can tell is because Pocket Pair is small enough to bully, so that the way they can set precedent if they win.
Mhm.
Like, it's not even about the gameplay concepts being copied. It's the fact that they were sucking away
The
eyes and
resources.
ears from Pokemon
Oh,
because
okay.
Scarlet and Violet was shit. I could easily make the same if they really wanted to get on the high horse about copyright or idea infringement. Y'all should be beefing with Sony over Astrobot because 99% of that game's mechanics are taken from Odyssey, Galaxy, and Sunshine.
And then I guess I'll say this: like, wouldn't they have to go after any other Monster Tamer game that's done something similar? So like, you capture creatures in Yokai Watch, you capture shit in the spinning
So,
thing.
anyways, Glam is generalizing just a little bit.
Yeah.
The 3 patents was very specific. It was specific in the terms of in a 3D space. So the
Yeah.
one that he was talking about was capturing a mon in a 3D,
3D
space
space.
using a laser-like reticle to aim. And then the other one was riding a captured mon in a 3D space. Regardless, though, just as he said, they specifically wanted the case to be in Japan because that would favor them. But even still, with all of the surrounding notions of the entire case, it still seems very slim that Nintendo is going to accurately or actually win this case, and instead they're probably just going to try to bleed Pocket Pair out of enough money to settle so that they will drop down to a settlement. Because just as Glam said, all of these patents were at least put into play since the first official release date trailer of the game. Now the counter argument that they could use is that these patents were made for the upcoming release of Arceus, but even still, how you combat a patent is to show that these gameplay elements were a thing before the patent was officially patented.
Yeah.
That's how the fucking thing works. Which should be fairly easy. But again, Nintendo's strategy here is probably just to bleed this shit, or it's a war of attrition. To bleed Pocket Pair out of enough money so that they just eventually call it quits and then ask for a fucking settlement. Now, my hot take, my little fucking hollow fucking conspiracy theory is that Nintendo's going the same exact way as Ubisoft. They're in danger. They're just hiding it. Nintendo is in great danger. And they're trying to do all of these little things like buying out fucking Ryujin so they could use Ryujin to emulate Switch games on the Switch 2, announcing the Switch 2, and all of this very heavy lawsuit stuff is because they're down on money. I have this conversation with my sister all the time, and she asked, well, it was a Reddit thread, and we decided to answer the question ourselves. And a Reddit thread asked, which company do you think is going to be the next company that goes defunct? Now, if any of you know your video game history, there are a lot of major companies, both publishers, developers, and hybrids, that across the years had a very strong foothold of their time, but then eventually went the way of the dinosaur. Some big ones consist of Ocean, LJN, Acclaim, Midway, THQ, Volition, etc., etc., etc. Right? Everyone has been guessing Ubisoft, and we've seen that with the whole
Assassin's Creed
potential
Odyssey
Tencent
or
buyout.
Shadows. That's right.
Yeah, but my sister said she generally thinks Nintendo is in danger because the landscape of console gaming has changed. Back in the day, when we was really tribalistic and you really had to make a choice of which camp you wanted to sit in, and pretty much whatever console you bought was the only console you got. Back in those days, you played the third party version of that console, right? So if you had a Wii, you was playing the Wii version of fucking Black Ops. You didn't have no PS3 or 360 to go play fucking Black Ops. No, you settled for the third party version for that console that you had. But nowadays, Nobody's doing that. Nobody's fucking doing that. What did they say? People say I have a Switch and not I just have a Switch,
Mhm.
right? So Nintendo's really hurting in that regard. Their third party library is not making no fucking money at all. And then on top of that, their first parties are so far and few between that the little money that they do make is not in comparison for how long the stretches are in between their fucking releases and shit. So while they are making good money off of fucking merchandise and shit like that, when it comes to the amount of money and their strategies over the past 30 years, yeah, no, they're losing money. And I honestly agree with that. I thoroughly agree with that because this out of nowhere super aggressive like lawsuit fucking
IP protection.
yeah, all that bullshit is really out of left field, and there's no real reason for them to be doing this. Like they act like they're strapped for cash, and then they're using the Switch 2 release to shrug all of this under the fucking rug, so people just fucking forget. Like they legitimately, the whole reason why they bought Ryujin was to so that the Switch 2 could have backwards compatibility with Switch games via emulation. But that's a bit of a detour. Back to the topic at hand. Yeah, so Nintendo's trying to bleed Pocket Pair for money. Why? Because they see them as a legitimate threat. Very obviously. We've seen the great boom in which Palware has done just across the board to the point where Sony is very blatantly signed the paper to make Palworld a fucking multi-franchise, like a multimedia franchise. They trying to make comics, TV shows, toys, everything.
They just had a collab with Terraria as
Yeah,
well the other day.
that just got announced today. Yeah, that got announced today, and it's like Nintendo's fucking threatened. They're scared.
I would argue as well in Nintendo's perspective. This isn't. There are other smaller studios like EPD8. I think is fine. Like the Zelda studio, I think is doing fine. All those other studios. I think the number one target here that's actually underperforming, even if in terms of their sales, like the public perception, because I've seen a lot of cases where Nintendo seems to care more about what people think than how much money they're making. Game Freak and Pokemon Company are the ones that are kind of in the crosshair here for me in terms of losing that cachet that makes them important. And if that's the case, then even like appealing to kids, just next Pokemon game is going to necessarily work if you have alternatives. And that's why, and in particular, if you look at the suit that they have here for Pocket Pair, it's Nintendo and the Pokemon Company in collaboration suing them to each other because those technically are two different legally distinct entities. And as Simi was saying as well, the reason why they have to bleed them out and not work on legal precedent, because usually with patent law, you would operate in a realm of where you're talking about, oh, if these patents were filed before this game release, they're obviously breaking the patent. The problem is that the patents that Nintendo's talking about are, one, highly general and highly vague. Even if you dictate in terms of just the 3D space, there are already other games that have done this before even Arceus or before even Palworld did, because Pocket Pair as a studio has another game that I can't remember the name of. It was like something Topia.
Craftopia, I believe.
Yeah, Craftopia had the exact same mechanic, and I think that's even before Arceus released. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think that was like mid 2010, something like that.
Yes. So even then, like this mechanic existed before Nintendo was even using it. And in addition, and Lost Child is saying, the leak from Centro for Game Freak and Pokemon Company is another reason why I actually think that if anything was to go under in terms of Nintendo, I actually do think it's going to be more Pokemon related than anything else. Because, ironically, Zelda has been expanding. Metroid has been significantly on the come up since Dread Prime Remaster and now Prime.
That's a good
announced.
game.
Yep. And then Mario, I think, is like, it's really the unkillable Titan. Like, I don't think there's really any way you can get Mario the fuck out the paint in terms of money it's going to make and brand recognition. Like, even this year with Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom did pretty well for a smaller game. It wasn't like hugely popular, but for something new that they want to put out, like, it was actually pretty successful. So I think focusing more on Game Freak and the Pokemon Company in particular for this whole thing, I think is more apt than saying Nintendo is going to be the one that's suffering overall. But they will suffer if Game Freak and Pokemon Company go down. But I don't think it's going to be a whole systemic collapse on their end.
A lot of Pokemon leak was crazy. Opening up Twitter that day was a trip. I don't even know what leak he's
Shout out
talking about.
Typhlosion.
That's the one where they're being weird, where it's like people were having sex with Pokemon or something like that?
Yeah,
weird?
yeah.
Okay.
It was like all those fake stories. There was the what is it like initial draft beta designs for Pokemon. Like Mudkip was originally a rabbit in a floaty before he became a frog or whatever he is now.
I don't even
And
know
then,
what Mudkip is, but Swampert the goat.
And then it was just like a bunch of just like scrapped ideas that people had. And
It's-
I think there was also some teases for the next game. As
It's
well.
genuinely hard for me to believe that Pokemon would go under just because I know they make so much money outside the games. Like through merchandise, the cars, the TV show, anime, blah blah blah, manga, yada yada, whoop de whoop. Like it's so multimedia.
multimedia.
But the idea that Nintendo is actually like suffering or like not meeting expectations slowly but surely catching up to them, which is why they're kind of acting like this. What's like what Timmy said, that does make sense to me. Like
That would line up for other things in the industry too, because everybody
What
is
is-
underperforming in certain ways.
which kind of actually leads into the next question I wanted to ask because I saw this in passing because Xbox did something that pissed everyone off and I can't remember what it was. And I know I saw the PS5 Pro. I remember one day it was
nobody liked
streaming. People were saying that like it's way too much money. I've heard it makes certain games actually perform worse. And
Doesn't
I
have a
remember
disk drive either.
and I remember one day it was trending, and I remember for us in CAD, it would be $1,000 pretty much with tax to get a PS5 Pro, like $1,000, essentially. A lot of these companies seem to really not be doing well and making decisions, erratic decisions, if you will, that seem to be pissing off more and more of their fan base. And like, not to be like this person, because I really hate when I see like gaming is dead. Why games aren't fun anymore? It's like, shut up, man. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that. But it's like, do you
I
actually...
think the only like AAA, AA company that's in the green right now is Capcom, from what I understand, because they had record sales coming into this year off of just game sales,
Okay.
not even like anything else.
What did they put out this year?
This year was Dragon's Dogma, which
Okay.
was probably a net neutral for them, I'd say, based off like I don't know in terms of the monetary value, but for the perception of the game is like very split down the middle of people that like it versus don't.
There was the hi-fi situation, Bao, but not that. I was talking about that. What's there?
I was gonna say I think now I was talking about something else because
Yeah.
I remember something else happening too where they
I don't-
something that people didn't like.
I don't know if you... I'll look it up. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Simbi. I'll look it up if I have to. Give me a second. But I remember people being really mad about something that Xbox did. And
I'll say Square
and
Enix
did it-
is the
and
other
did
one
it-
that's in financial trouble.
they didn't want Xbox and Sony to be buying certain companies too, or certain smaller studios and whatnot.
Yeah.
But also, was it something related to what's that game called, Concord? There was something I saw
Yeah,
about that
Concord
too.
was a huge Sony L. It cost them $400 million to make allegedly, and they didn't even make. Well, like they only made like $1 million off of it at most, or something like that. Simi, I think.
Oh, I don't even know how much money they made off. I know that shit closed in like a week.
Yeah.
Oh, like
That was real bad.
like you can't play it. You can't play it no more.
No, yeah, that game doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Deleted from the face of the earth.
That's fucking crazy.
And what's even funnier is that fucking that show that Amazon's producing called was that Secret Level or whatever the fuck. There's a whole episode about Concord in it, which is just hilarious to me.
Okay, what's up? What's up, Vince? Okay, so do you think? Because actually, correct me if I'm wrong for a second before I get into it. Did Stellar Blade perform well, or well enough? Like, did it get like good sales? I don't know.
Well, yeah, well enough, I'd say.
Okay, I know Black Myth did really well. From what
Highest
I saw.
selling single player game of the year, and I think the highest selling single player game on Steam of all time.
And I
That is
think
what
at
it is.
one point it had like the most concurrent players or whatever.
players.
I know Power had entered that for a bit.
For a single player game,
Yeah.
because PUBG is still number one overall. if I
Okay,
recall.
that makes sense. I guess the question I'm gonna ask with the success of certain indie titles and like something like Black Myth, do you think that some company? Because I've also seen a lot of gaming journalists really try to tear down Black Myth, kind of similar to what happened with
Stellar Blade.
that too, but what's wrong?
Hogwarts Legacy is
There-
probably what you're thinking of.
I'm like, what the fuck is that wizard thing?
Yeah.
Harry Potter, that's crazy. My bad. But Do you think that a lot of these like game success, despite how much gaming journalism it seems, or maybe like certain prominent influencers in the gaming sphere try to tear it down, succeeded and did so well? Do you think that they're proving that like you do not need to continuously try to make these live services game, which is the idea that you can keep making money forever because you keep adding content, and it's like yes, people still want a really great in-depth single-player experience, whether it's linear or open world. Like, do you think we've proven that yet, or no? We need more.
Well, I think it's even more so if you boil it down to single player experiences that steer away from being narrative story driven as well. Because I think Sony has cornered that market and also made it crash in equal measure. The other thing too is that I think a lot of the cases where these newer IPs and newer studios are coming out, I say newer in quotes for some of them. Like Larian isn't a new studio, but in terms of like the public eye, they're considered new. There's like a new generation of studios that are coming up, because we all remember back when we were younger, like the big studios that that initially had nothing to do with first party publishers. It was like BioWare, it was Blizzard, it was oh my god, it was Activision, it was THQ Nordic for a little bit, and then it was Sega for a lot of cases. Now it's like From Software, Larian. I think potentially, if Hades 2 does well, Supergiant's going to enter that category. Also, and most people are like, they're not even looking for the bigger size studios either. They're going down to smaller ones. Like the amount of people that just suck off Team Cherry just for Hollow Knight is ridiculous. Like Moon Studios, for instance, just off of both Ori games, is getting clout for their other, No Rest for the Wicked? Like they have it in early access right now, and it's getting ready to release.
I don't even know what that is. That's how untapped in I am.
Yeah,
I'm looking that up. Continue.
It's like legacy IP and legacy studios are kind of getting thrown to the wayside here. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. I only think Rockstar has been really bucking that trend, but we'll see how GTA 6 does. I'm sure it'll be a financial success. I don't know about critically though. Like Square Enix, I think is the number one. Square Enix and Ubisoft, I think, are the number 1 and 2 examples of legacy studios and legacy IPs getting kicked to the curb. Because Assassin's Creed isn't doing it anymore, and Ubisoft doesn't publish anything else that's good. And Square Enix has, for the last 3 Final Fantasy games, been like, this has woefully underperformed in terms of sales numbers that we expected. And they're having like a come to Jesus moment about this franchise. And I think it's gonna be the exact same for Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't think that shit's gonna make any money relative to what its branding would suggest.
Go ahead, Simi.
Yeah, so I don't even know or understand why people are trying to tear down Sun Wukong. That's news to me.
They don't like China
Yeah.
moving in on the space.
Not enough
Oh, yeah,
diversity.
that's-
I deadass read that.
That's just that is something they said, but I really do think that's just a cover for being uncomfortable with a Chinese studio in China having a game of this level of success rivaling their Western developers.
Yeah, I actually fully believe what Glam just said. But yeah, because it made sense for the freaking The Wizard game. But yeah, now that you say it, yeah, because China bad, right? But
Yep.
like this isn't the point doesn't need to be proven to begin with, right? It's these companies, these major companies are moving away from what the core audience want. What the core audience want is just fun shit to play. And they refuse to fucking understand that now. But what Glam was saying, I don't even necessarily think that it's a moving away from legacy IPs. This is just the natural order of life. It's the natural passing of the torch, because all of the companies, both devs and publishers that were prominent in the 2000s, are now dead and buried or not performing as well, and it's now time for a new set of publishers and developers to come to the top. It's just how it works. It's happened every single time since the inception of fucking video games, right? So we're just seeing that happen again. Just now we're adults while it's happening, right? So I think that's all that is. I don't think it's like anything like actually like serious or needs to be studied. I think this is just a natural occurrence, like just a natural circle of life. But yeah, the problem is those bigwigs, they're digging their own grave because they keep doing shit that the core audience doesn't want. They keep trying to do these like larger than life Hollywood. Okay, we got a game now. We about to get a movie. Then we get a TV show, and then
We
we
gotta
get a
have
tie-in
mocap in our
comic.
game.
Yeah, and the fucking we gonna get a tie-in comic book. Like, we don't care about none of that. Gamers don't give a shit about none of that. They're trying to appeal to this like mass audience and trying to make video games see, I guess, for lack of better terms, respectable. But yeah, we don't care about that. So as Glam said, Sony freaking drove that walk and talk bullshit into the ground, and that shit ran its course. So we don't give a fuck about that. Square Enix, I've been telling y'all Square Enix sucked for a fucking decade now, but nobody wanna fuck listen to me.
He actually has.
And
From the first time I met him, he's not like Square.
and fucking Ubisoft is fucking just silly little European man just doing fucking bullshit. But listen, Capcom fucking sucks too. Don't let them fucking fool you. They fucking suck too. They just kind of found a rhythm, but they're putting a curse on the industry as well with all of this fucking remake this and remake that. They fucking suck too. Capcom fucking sucks too.
Oh
Don't
yeah, only reason
fucking fuck them.
Capcom's cooking right now is really because of Monster Hunter, which is weird to say because Monster Hunter really wasn't one of their successful franchises for a long time, but they just kept making them.
Really?
Now it's just blowing up all over the place.
Yeah, so it's like
What's up, Vince?
it's not that we need to prove. Yes, welcome to young Vincent.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't here. I'm not to
What's up,
interrupt you.
Vince?
I'm not here to. What's going on, Glenn?
How
Not
you
here
doing,
to talk. I just want to hear y'all better because I'm listening to y'all on my headphones. I'm finna go for my walk, and I can't hear y'all that well on stream for whatever reason. I don't know. Y'all all sound low, so I thought this was just.
Oh,
better.
that's
And
my
so go ahead, continue.
that's my fault. I can tell everybody up, though. That's me. It's always my
Okay.
fault. It's always
So
my fault.
low as hell. Okay.
You know I'm
All
terrible
good.
at
Nah,
you
I'm
know
gonna
I'm
let y'all
terrible
go.
at
Go
sound.
ahead.
You know.
Yeah, so it's like we don't need to prove that single player games are still in demand. It's just that these freaking bigwigs, because I don't know, it's maybe because they got their freaking they stakeholders and all that other shit, and the
He's cooking.
pencil necks sitting at the top of their parent companies and shit, but they worried about counting by the millions, and everybody else is worried about playing a fun fucking game. So when single player games do come out, like a Baldur's Gate, like a fucking Hades, like a fucking Sun Wukong, that's why they getting mad, because that is directly going against the grain of, oh well, we need to make this freaking multi-franchise, multimedia live service thing that's gonna endlessly shit out money for years to come. So it's like, nah, we don't need to prove nothing. Single player games not going anywhere. They never will. And this is just a natural passing of the torch. Eventually we're gonna see these companies hit the fucking these big ones hit the wayside too. Everyone's saying Ubisoft gonna be the first one. They might get the buyout from Tencent. We don't know. I hope it's fucking Square Enix. I need them to fucking die. They fucking
Both of
shit.
them.
But yeah, it's like it's we're gonna continue to see games from developers that are quote unquote new pop off like this in the years to come. It's not going to be the ones that we knew growing up. They're still going to continue to be in that, and that's how they're going to start their legacies.
Okay. What you're saying makes sense, because like this happens in pretty much any type of
Market.
market, right? Like there's a passing of the torch. Even the biggest of companies sometimes may fall to the wayside, or you think of like sports, whatever. New generations come in, the younger ones take over more often than not. So what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me. Well, I was watching. I don't even know who this guy was, but he came into my recommended, and I was editing something and I was watching it, and he was saying something to do with the shareholders. Like you're talking about, like the big wigs on top, where it's like, let's say we have, let's just use Simi. We have Unga Bunga 1, Unga Bunga 2 throughout like a 10-year period, right? It's not enough for Unga Bunga 1 or 2 to just perform better than 1, or even just like break even or make more than they spent. It's gotta
make substantially more.
It's gonna be exponentially more. Like, so like if one, let's say we spent $1 million on making the first game and made 300, and we spent 300 million on the second one, it's gotta like triple that from the first one. And because of this and the amount of resources they're putting into these games and whatnot, it's just not feasible to make that kind of money back. Whereas before, I don't know if this is true, I'm trying to think about it in my own head, but when I was younger, I just played games. I didn't follow all the behind the scenes like that, where it's like, a company that was doing well and constantly meeting, like making ends meet or going like again, let's say they spent $100 in a game and they made 200 and people loved the game, they were content with that. That's not the case anymore. It's like the next game's got to make a profit of $1,000 more dollars than you spent. So I don't know if that's a big major issue, but that's something that somebody was saying. But he seemed to like be really like he really knew like his legalities and whatnot, and that's not really my forte. Even though I'm an Ace Attorney expert, I don't know shit like that. So
Well, I think an easy commercial example you can look at is when Xbox acquired Activision. The amount of money that Activision products typically make alongside the Blizzard products. That acquisition they made for was like, what was that, 7 billion or some shit like that, like some stupid high number.
Yeah.
So then, because of Microsoft's shareholder, that increases the perceived value of the company because you have all these theoretical assets under your control now. The problem is then, if you have that now you are required to exceed expectations. So Call of Duty is now required to outsell itself by a wide margin every time, which is not something you're going to be able to consistently hit if you don't innovate. So that forces them now to have to, instead of just put out slop, they have to actually do something different, which is what, I mean, I don't know what the sales numbers for Black Ops 6 is right now, but there's a clear quality difference that I can just see from afar versus that and something like Vanguard, Cold War, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 1. Okay, and same thing with getting Blizzard. Just the most recent WoW expansion, for example, War Within is substantially better than the previous two. Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands. Like, it's a night and day quality difference. The other issue, but the problem is that typically is that if they focus resources on those larger companies, they're kicking the smaller teams to the wayside, which is what happened with Hi-Fi Rushes and Tango Gameworks for Xbox. Even though they said that they were gonna do both and not just focus on one, but that clearly wasn't the case at the time.
I think too, a lot of gamers. No, I can't 100% say that because no matter what a company does, I do see people just shake their ass for them. But I do think a lot of gamers have absolutely lost all faith and trust in any developer, publisher, or anyone who's like a big name in a company speaking on, oh yeah, we really want to do this and do that, yada yada. I don't think people believe them anymore either. Like at this point, because like
especially for certain companies, like for sure,
because they see what's going on. So. Another argument that I had saw that just that gaming's gotten so big. There's so many companies, big, small, and middling, where just like people's interests are just being pulled in so many different directions, even causing like the biggest of the biggest, like Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft, to fall to the wayside. But I had heard that Microsoft was doing not so hot for quite some time, and that was a company that didn't need its gaming development what the fuck's happened to my
its
brain?
first party release strategy is definitely gonna die.
Like Sony, Sony needs PlayStation to basically to survive. Microsoft doesn't need Xbox to survive. Apparently,
yes,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, because they have Windows, so they don't even fucking need Xbox at all. I think the thing is with Xbox that a lot of Xbox fans couldn't come to term with initially is that their sort of rivalry, quote unquote, with Sony is at an end. Xbox is gonna just become a bigger version of Sega after they stopped competing with Nintendo. They're just gonna become a video game distributor instead of like an actual. I think there's a good chance Xbox just gets rid of Xbox in terms of hardware and entirely within the next decade. And I think they might just go straight up, hey, we're just going to be a platform on different
systems,
like hardware or service, or and systems that they would have, like maybe even go into cloud, which is what I feel like that they want to do, because they have a lot of deals with like TV companies, like with Samsung, I think, that they're partnered with, to just like play games basically on your phone or your TV or whatever.
The problem with the freaking cloud is that with cloud gaming requires
we're not there yet.
Requires so much on the network inside of things. See, with other cloud services, software as a service, infrastructure as a service, desktop as a service, those don't require that much resources. But just to use gaming as a service requires so much. A lot of people do not have that type of high level bandwidth, high level internet infrastructure to facilitate cloud gaming at all. Shit, I
Mhm.
don't. I know I fucking don't. And it's like, people, and you gotta think about, more third world countries too. Like, people guys running on freaking dial up, people running on freaking cable, more people still running on DSL and shit like that. So it's like they have no hopes of doing this fucking cloud gaming shit. And I'm not saying that freaking cloud gaming doesn't have any positives. It absolutely does, because cloud gaming now completely removes the need for the expensive hardware. You could play these um high tier cutting edge games on any platform. But the problem is, to do that, you need a substantial amount of upload and download speed to comfortably do that. And just quite frankly, the infrastructure for that is just not there yet.
I agree. That's why I
But
think it's not going to be for a while before they do something like that in
well, I
totality.
completely forgot what the fucking the main topic was at this point.
I mean, I was kind of just. I think the. Ooh, I'm far from my mic. The main thing that we started with, which is me talking about. Do we think that like they have to make. They be proved that like single player games and other type of games work, and you don't. It feels to me like every company thinks they have to make a live service game, like a Helldivers 2 type of game, where you're constantly updating it, adding new skins and gear and whoop de whoop and season passes and stuff. And I thought that maybe like with the success of Wukong and some of these other single player experiences, big and small alike, we've proven that like some people just want to play a good single player game rather than open world or linear or semi-linear, if you will. So, cause like
I remember. I remember now. Yeah, because I was gonna say the last thing that you said that you saw, people saying that there's just too much shit going on at once. That's cap. There's always been fucking a lot of shit going on. Even if you want to go back to the computer era, look how many different computers there was to buy. You had fucking ColecoVision, Intellivision, you had fucking Atari, you had all of these computers all available at one time. This is the fucking 70s. This is fucking late 60s, 70s, man. Same thing over in fucking Japan. Fucking PC 88. Fucking
Famicom.
what the fuck was the computer called that ran the original Metal Gear? Fuck, I forgot.
MSX.
But yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
MSX. Yeah, you had all of those computers running at the same fucking time. So it's like, this is not new. We've always had a lot of shit going on all at once. That is not the reason why big
Okay, that's fair.
companies are losing any potential buyers, because at the end of the day, you have to remember that everybody sitting here, well, at least the three of us talking about this, are the hardcore. Point blank period. The majority of people are not looking at PC Gamer, VGN, IGN, any Kotaku, Destructoid, any type of journalism for fucking gaming news. The only way that they know about video games is the commercial they see on the TV. And the one time that they decide to walk into games, not even a local game store, not even a comic book store, none of that. No, when they walk into a GameStop. So everything that we're talking about is completely flying over their head. All they see is something popping off enough, it has a commercial. That's it. They don't even look at the fucking VJs, and that's actually on TV. So yeah, that last point, that's cap. But yeah, the problem is the parent companies of these of the big companies, they see the success of games like Fortnite and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and they're like, well, y'all need to do that because that's making the most money. And these outliers, these Sun Wukongs, these Boulder Gate 3s, those are just exceptions to the rule. What we need to do is that. And they're at the mercy of their freaking parent companies, so there they are. And that's good. That shit's gonna keep biting them in the ass until they fucking die. And I can't wait.
I do think one thing that you do, not that you're talking about in terms of the industry being too big, I think people misunderstand what they mean by that. The way that the industry has gotten too big is the development process and development costs of the games that AAA companies are making. The reason why it's gotten too big is now because of how much it costs to make these games. For instance, your Last of Us, your Red Deads, your GTAs, your Final Fantasies. They put so much time into graphical fidelity, into motion capture, into acting, into marketing, and even into the gameplay to certain extents. Even though I would argue that all those games are pretty lesser than when it comes to gameplay among their peers. They have so much time spent in that, and then so much time in then brand distribution as well, that even if they have large player counts, the return that they're receiving from the cost from the game being released is not anywhere even close to the development costs that they're making. I even think Insomniac and Kojima Studios are the same thing with Death Stranding and Spider-Man PS4 and 2. Like I'm fairly certain 2 didn't even make its money back up until very recently, or like just recently broke even, and from just development costs to sales returns. So the problem is that they're spending way too much time, and this is just my opinion, but people might feel like this is just fucking a preferential thing. They're spending way too much time on making the games focus on things that relate to hyper realism, instead of just focusing on the core mechanics of a game that is going to be what you eventually sell it on, rather than, spend less money, less time, less resources, less time hiring people that you're then going to have to fire before your next development cycle, and then rehire again new crop of guys that you don't know what their talent level is. That's the other thing too. These studios are constantly firing and hiring people depending on what project is going on, and they're always restructuring teams and shit because there's so much bureaucracy. It's just that's where it's gotten too big. It's the development process and the release structure. It's not necessarily the amount of people in the industry.
Yep. Though my only pushback is that I always am a facilitator of going forward and not backwards. So like, I think the real reason is that the heavy focus on making games like to be on the same tier as movies. So hiring fucking movie actors and hiring award-winning orchestras and fucking and musical pieces and all of that shit to be in games. I think that's what's really hurting them most. I am a firm believer that we should always be pushing graphics and how they run to the next level. We shouldn't be struggling to hit 60. Console games should have been hitting 120 and above by now. But I think the thing that's eating the most money is that focus on these high level movie actors, because they're not even hiring voice actors, they're just hiring flat out fucking movie actors and shit.
Idris Elba and fucking Cyberpunk, for example.
Fucking movie actors and these fucking award winning bands and orchestras and all of that to play these fucking to make the music for their game. On top of the fucking mocap too is the technology to use the mocap, and all of that other shit is what's really hurting. But yeah, no, what you said is absolutely right. The development of these games are
it costs too much money.
Yeah. But as I said, that just goes back to what we started with. Their focus is on not letting games be fucking fun things for you to play. Instead, they want them to come off like fucking movies. They want them to come off as some respectable fucking hobby that, that's for everybody. That's for the more intellectual type shit. They want to sit at the table with the rest of the fucking film heads for whatever fucking.
Yeah, the game industry really, especially on the Sony side, really, really, really wants to get ingratiated in the Hollywood sphere within California.
So stay there. So stay there for. Okay, actually, finish your thought.
I was just gonna say, which is odd to me considering the game industry makes more money than Hollywood does right now.
Okay.
Overall,
I think with that, I didn't know that, but that's dope. But I think it's the perception. So stay there for a second, because what Simi said kind of leads into what I wanted to get into next a little bit, which is like, I think for whatever reason, right? Even though I think gaming has gotten bigger overall, even with more casual games, mobile games, whatever, it's not seen as a quote unquote respected type of media. It's not serious media. Yeah, like people still look down on video games. It's like a way of
It's asinine and for children.
Exactly, and it feels to me like they're trying to make it way more cool with like, okay, look, we got Anthony Mackie, we got what the fuck is the John?
Keanu
Reeves on and they're trying to do all these things to kind of maybe make it more mainstream to resonate with the larger audience. But I actually think that in doing that, you could alienate more gamers. Like I don't like, and if what you're saying is true and it's making more money, you're succeeding. Who cares what the perception is? You're doing what you need to do. Like it just, do you guys feel like a lot of gamers or people who are in the gaming sphere just don't feel like it's respective? So that's why they keep doing all this nonsense. Like I'm not trying to see Anthony Mackie talk to me about video games. I don't want to see him.
I think
Ever-
the devs and the publishing executives think that way. I don't think the gamers care.
Yeah,
Personally.
no, the end users, so us, we don't give a shit. It's not even like the pencil necks in at the top of the parent companies that own these companies either give a shit. No, they just looking at veteran cinephiles for a fucking validation.
It's the studio heads that literally run their businesses in California, is what it is. Like, I say this all the time, but there's a reason why I talk about the two people that I consider to be at the top of the list for why games are dead. One of them, it was unintentional. The other one, I think they're both unintentional, but one of them I think is more egregious than the other. And I'll just focus on the one that I think is more egregious. Neil Druckmann
Yeah,
is the fucking, like, the antichrist of why the games are going in the way of where they're going. Because of what he has done with Uncharted, with Last of Us, and what he's probably going to do again in his next game, everybody thinks they need to make their game cinema in order to make people really, really love it. Or really invest in what makes Sony good. Because of him, Sony hasn't really made games that focus on gameplay anymore because they saw such a wide range of critical and commercial success. The critical success thing is because a lot of these game reviewers are also in the same vein as these game developers, where they want to be in those Hollywood circles too. Half these people also live in companies that are based in California. Do you think they wanted to be covering video games, or do you think they wanted to be covering movies on the Oscars and the Emmys? Like, it's very obvious what the point of this is here. These guys want to be ingratiated in circles that are more popular with the common man, so that way they think they're going to make more money and have more clout, have more access to what they want to do for higher spheres of influence, is what this is. So then but I think this year is a good juxtaposition of that. A game like Astrobot releases under Sony, and also I think Helldivers 2 is another example. Sony
Didn't that stop doing
fucked
well,
up.
though?
Yeah, well, that's partially Sony's fault, which is what I was about to get to.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
also partially the devs' fault because their content roadmap wasn't fleshed out well enough. But Sony also limiting it to have to be under their own like service of PSN in both America, backhooking that, and then blacklisting it in other countries so they couldn't even buy it because they don't have access to PSN at all, is an example of why Sony doesn't understand what to do with a game that isn't just a narrative-driven experience. Astrobot's going to be there. It's going to get critical success. But half the reason it got critical success was because it was rooted in Sony game nostalgia. And all these industry journalists and fans who are primarily brought up on Sony games and have an inherent bias towards them were much more positive towards it because of that. Do any of us think that Astrobot is suddenly going to become a household name in the gaming industry, even if Sony pushes it? No. Why? Because it's still a relatively small platformer that will not have the same level of... Because then now Astrobot's competing in a market with the likes of Mario and Sonic. It has zero chance of eclipsing either of them, even if the games are good. Unless they make like an Astrobot TV show that becomes hella popular. That shit's not gonna come even close to it. Which then I think if you're an Astrobot fan, you have to be fearful of that, because then they're gonna turn your fucking little platform game that y'all love, that was based off a tech demo for the PS5 and PS4. They're gonna try and turn that into a little multimedia experience. We'll see how that turns out.
And from what I can tell, they're trying to do that with Horizon, and I'm not sure how
It's not working.
I'm not sure how popular Horizon just is naturally. It seems like they're trying to kind of artificially create that hype for it, because I saw that the Lego game is flopping currently or whatever, because they put out like a
I would
Horizon.
argue since Zero Dawn has come out, it's fallen off. Not many people cared relatively about Forbidden West. At least
I
that
haven't
I hear
even
and
played
see.
it yet.
Yeah.
And Horizon Zero Dawn. I really like that game. I don't even care about playing Forbidden West. I'm going to. I will. I'm in no rush. Zero.
The problem is that Horizon just plays like every other Sony game. That, like, again, third person, over the shoulder, action adventure game. It's rinse and repeat, different setting for Sony. They literally have 4 IPs simultaneously, all within the late 2010s, that did the same thing.
Repeat that. Sorry.
They all have 4 IPs within the late 2010s that did the same exact gameplay formula that they spammed out. It was Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War, and Horizon across the board. And you could argue even now that Spider-Man again did the same thing.
Chief said he played a quarter of Forbidden West and fell off. I don't even know. I don't even know. Just something about it. Like I don't know. I have to tell you. I'll get to it when I get to it. Same way with Xeno 3. Cause I'm like, if I don't play Xeno 3, I'm just gonna give it to somebody, and then I'm just gonna play X again and have a great time. So, Zero Dawn was a fun time. Never beat it, but I enjoyed what I played. I beat it twice, technically. And the first time I played it, I just main missioned it. The second time I played it with the Forbidden Wilds DLC, I did like everything that I cared about. I don't really 100% games, but yeah, I don't think that's working. I don't, because remember I'm seeing it. I'm like, they're trying to make this multimedia. I'm like, who really cares about Horizon like that? Like, I like it. It's cool, but I'm not like, yo, the Horizon IP though. Like Aloy. Like, granted, I did play all of Genshin Impact to get Aloy. I suffered just.
I remember that stream. That shit was fucking. Jesus.
Genshin Impact Game of the Year again? No, I'm kidding. But yeah. Zero Dawn. Wait. Playing Metaphor, so I'll have to save the juicy VOD for tomorrow. Fair enough. Or you could do it at the same time, though. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if anyone else had anything they wanted to add to that before I transition. Simi? All right, let's talk about the Game Awards. I guess various controversies.
Speaking of wanting to be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And the first thing I just want to throw out there, even though I didn't know what it was people being mad about Balatro. I heard it's like not even just like a card game. Like if you're like describing it that way, like you obviously didn't play the game. So a lot of people are mad that made it. Did I see that Astro Bot is a contender?
It is.
Interesting. But yeah, go ahead. Take it.
That's Sony hand job. Like it is.
I mean, I don't understand why people are mad that Balatro, Mandem. It made it. It was, if you want to go by like hype and sales, yes, it was one of the most, and still is one of the most popular games that came out this year. What are we angry about?
I also think that people just, it's weird because Balatro has also seen huge success on the mobile market, but a lot of people that watch the Game Awards don't interact with games on the mobile market, so that's probably also why they're not really understanding it. To me, when I look at Balatro, I just think it plays into our now mutual dislike of roguelike stuff, which is why I don't get the appeal. Like, the game's literally poker with roguelike mechanics, and that's the reason why it's getting this much gas, because it's gambling with roguelike.
I've also seen you coming around to that shit's not that raw.
No, to me, if you want to make me like a roguelike, you got to have like another carrot at the end of the stick other than just a gameplay loop that is repetitive. Because when I literally tweeted this when I saw Balatro on the list, I was like, Balatro is just indicative of the reason why most people, if they were introduced to drugs or alcohol, would become addicts and they wouldn't be able to control themselves. Like, the fact that so many people sink so many hours into this game without even fucking realizing it, like this is just video game crack to most people. And it literally has gambling included, so it's like even more blatant. The reason why it's getting this much hype.
Yeah, so we're on the candidates, right? For Game of the Year, right?
Yeah, whatever the various controversies, whichever one you want to tackle. Go ahead.
Well, Black Myth being there at all is another controversy.
Yeah, it's because this year was, well, you see, the thing is, this year it's not that even this year was cooked. It just goes to show you what the Video Game Awards actually is, because
an ad.
Exactly, it's just a fucking ad. Because if Balatro, Banana Man, Mandemtro made it, why didn't other indie games make it? Why did you throw in this arbitrary expansions and DLC count just so you could throw in fucking Erdtree in here? Like, if Balala Mandem came in, then other indie games should be on this fucking list. But no.
Honest to God, Donkey's game, Animal Well, should have been there.
Bala Mandem is the token indie game, and all the rest of them are what? AAA Unga Bunga by major fucking companies.
Other than Black Myth, this is the weird thing with Black Myth being there. I didn't think it was gonna make it. because it was clear that the industry had an inherent bias towards it. But I do think that the course of American politics might have made this change happen, because
Interesting.
the left wing is now realizing that the world is becoming a lot more right wing because they're getting tired of how the left wing has gotten. And a lot of the right wing like Wukong. So if you don't want to have potentially the plug pulled on your whole show for not nominating a game that was already underscored because of biases, like Black Myth was scored 81 on Metacritic. That's 10 points too low, in my opinion. That game is easily a 91. If fucking Concord is a 7 out of 10, there's no way you're going to convince me that Wukong is an 8. It's substantially higher. And even then, there are other games in the 9 out of 10 category, even the 8 out of 10 category, that are just like...
Stellar Blade's not there, right?
Stellar Blade's not there either. It's only nominated for Best Action Game, which is not going to win. But yeah, like Wukong is one thing. The other issue with it is the Erdtree glaze is now, before it's like very clear. In terms of the media, there's a Sony bias. In terms of the Game Awards, I think there's a very clear FromSoft bias that has developed. Especially with Keighley, because he has a personal relationship with Miyazaki, who's like the head of From Software's like development team for most of the Souls/Sekiro games. So yeah, like if I were to look at this list again for Game of the Year, to me, Erdtree doesn't deserve to be there. And I think one other.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII doesn't deserve to be there either.
There's Astro Boy? Astrobot? Astro Boy's crazy.
I can't listen. I think it's a relatively copycat platformer, carried by Sony nostalgia, because I've watched substantial amounts of gameplay for it, and the level design does not move me at all for the most part. Maybe the mechanics would, but then again, like platforming mechanics don't particularly move me when it comes to platformers. I care more about the layout of the level that I'm going through and how that makes me use the mechanics more than just the actual like feel of the jumping itself. But like, I can't necessarily get too up in arms about Astrobot being there.
Do you think that also, okay, what you're saying about Black Myth makes sense to me, but do you also think that's one of those things where it's like, yo, no matter how much you dislike me for whatever reason, politically or whatever, like I smashed so many records and performed so well, like objectively by stats.
Oh yeah, I think they're just like damn, we fucked up. We gotta fix it.
You can't deny them at least the opportunity to be nominated for Game of the Year. Because I wouldn't even be shocked if it doesn't win it. Like I don't care.
I think there's a 0% chance it wins. Personally.
But to at least acknowledge, like, yo, it's most concurrent players did this, sold this many copies, single player. If I remember correctly, isn't it the first game this studio's made? Or I could be wrong. I don't remember.
Yes,
that's true,
the first
right?
game of this stuff. The first, other than like mobile games, it's
Okay,
like the first console game they've made.
Because I know for like Stellar Blade, if I remember correctly, they made like some mobile games or like those like Genshin kind of games or whatever you want to call them. I don't know, gacha stuff, whatever.
Jesus Christ. Shift Up is the parent company for Stellar Blade, the company that also made the game Nikke Goddess of Victory.
Yeah, that's
mobile game.
Yeah.
Power World is not there purely because they didn't want to piss off Nintendies.
I mean, I don't think Power World was good enough to deserve being there anyway. But
for Game of the Year, probably not. But they should be there for something. I don't know if it's multiplayer, first new game from a studio.
If Helldivers 2 hadn't had the fiasco it did in the middle of the year, would have been on this list very easily, in my opinion.
It should be on the list regardless, though.
I have too many personal feelings towards how they've handled it because it is a live service game. I have some beef with how they've handled it, but in terms of the core gameplay, if you're making that argument, then I would agree, Simi.
Okay, but you're not even taking in that you can kill it and eat it though. Like, did you think about did you think about that? Did you think about that? I just be murdering shit. I want to get back.
I mean, I loved Helldivers 2 when it first came out. Like, it's one of my favorite.
I'm talking about Power World. I can't. I've never played Helldivers. You guys know I can't shoot. I'm Canadian. I can't shoot, bro. Like,
yeah, I got you.
I'm not allowed to either. So, Okay. What about the whole DLC now being nominated? Like, I know, like, they changed the rules, which was stupid and dumb or whatever. But like, what you guys said made sense. Like, it's a kind of like the game awards are kind of like a big advertisement. But like, I generally don't understand why they don't just have a dedicated category to like DLCs, if unless they do already. That I don't
I
know
don't
about
think
it.
they have enough dedicated for an award show. They do an absolutely horrendous job of giving out awards for the things that deserve awards. Like, look through this list again, Naya.
Mhm.
I'm fairly certain they don't even have a category that's listed as best graphics or best visuals.
Really?
Period.
Look, all right. So I'm looking right now. I'm looking right now, right? And as Glam said, it's a video game award, but they literally shift through at least 4 to 5 awards in
In
the
like a
span of a
minute.
minute,
Yeah.
and then spend 10 to 17 minutes on fucking orchestras and shit like that. Again, to make it
Live
seem
performances. Matthew
or
McConaughey talking about his video game TV show that he's doing or something like that. Like,
yeah,
Innovation, accessibility. That's my favorite.
yeah.
Power, skill,
So here we go.
disabilities.
So
no,
all
my favorite is best upcoming game. I
so
love a participation award trophy.
So here are all the fucking awards, all right, according to Verity.com. Best esports team, best esports athlete, best esports game, content creator of the year, most anticipated game, best
Ugh.
adaptation, best multiplayer game, best sports slash racing
Racing.
game,
Why are those two things?
best
Why is that the same thing? That's like I'm gonna
that,
fucking
yeah, there's two completely different things. Best sim slash strategy
also
game,
two different things.
best family game, best fighting game, best role playing game, best action adventure game, best action game, best VR slash AR game, best mobile game, best debut indie game, best independent game, best community support, best ongoing game, games for impact, innovation and accessibility, best performance. Oh, so they actually removed best accessibility. best they renamed it. Best performance, best audio design, best score and music, best art design, best narrative, best game direction, and game of the year.
Again,
So yes,
nothing about graphics or
yeah.
visuals at all in there. And and there's a few other genres that should be there. Like best
Mhm.
horror not even being here is ridiculous to me. With the amount of higher like release horror games that get released all the fucking time, I
No
think is
best horror, no best survival,
yep.
no best battle royale, no best roguelike. They just all threw that on the fucking
Best
indie. I
roguelike.
mean, it might as well. There's 7 new roguelikes a month, so it might have fucking well, right? It's here to stay.
This is the other problem too. Like because it's not an award show, they do not take the time to highlight like you know how many times in the Oscars they'll bring on actors that are like, hey, these are big names, but they're going to present. Like they're not getting awards for anything. The Game Awards never does this. The only motherfuckers they bring on all the time are Kojima's bitch ass, and then like
Chill out, my dad.
it's just Kojima, it's just Miyazaki, and like that's like was Ed Boon a presenter for the first time last year's award? Like, am I
He was
tripping on
there.
that?
He was well. I don't know about presenter, but they had him on when X was coming out, and they had that big fiasco when they had what's his name on the fucking trailer for the music.
But like either way, like why aren't the OGs of art like where's Chris Medson presenting something for this? Where's Shinji Mikami doing something for this?
Well,
Get
it's
some of
like
these other Japanese rats and their translators. Get fucking Aonuma's ass on the stage. Get Miyamoto's ass on the like. If y'all want to be treated like the Oscars, maybe we get the industry to fucking give you a helping hand and stop being bitches about it.
yo, I'm crying. Sammy said best Edo game. But it's as I said, every time we talk about this, I say the same exact thing. Do y'all remember a couple? Maybe y'all don't because y'all they were talking about shit that y'all don't give. Well, maybe Glam, but I know Yeti most definitely doesn't know what the fuck I'm about to say. But y'all remember when there was a whole segment that was dedicated to putting a developer into a Hall of Fame because of their outstanding impact and effort on the industry. I specifically remember the year. I believe this was when it was still airing on Spike TV, when Spike TV was a thing, where they gave this award and highlighted Westwood Studio.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, the same studio that is the studio that made Command and Conquer. If for those of you who do not know your video game history, Yeah, so there used to be a whole segment dedicated towards highlighting important, long-lasting, like lifetime award devs.
Like Sid
that-
Meier, for instance, should be one of
Yeah,
these guys. Like, yeah,
yeah, exactly. He's still fucking alive too. So
Yeah.
and fucking watch. Next year he gone.
It's-
God forbid.
yeah, Civ 7 pops off. Just wait for it. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like once upon a time it was, but as we've been speaking about all episode, Kiwi is one of those big fucking perpetrators of wanting to come off as more than that video games are respectable and they're a refined art form and all that other fucking bullshit, and they want to be seen as, you know, just as cool as Les Film and all that other fucking bullshit, and that's why we get the fucking slap that we gotta be fucking in.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
we'll have Chalamet pull up, and because he had an Xbox handle when he was a kid that he doesn't use anymore. Cold from him.
I'm also seeing here on Game Rant that people are upset that Nine Souls was snubbed. Nine Souls.
That's
I mean, I haven't played it yet.
Neither have I.
Installed.
But-
It's installed, but like, sure, I guess.
Oh, would you look at that? By Red Candle Games. Huh, interesting. I wonder where Red Candle Games is from. Red Candle Games Co-Limited is a Taiwanese independent video game development studio based in Taipei, Taiwan. Wow. I'm starting to see a trend here.
That's one where they will piss off the West and China at the same time.
You guys need to leave my country alone, bro. We out here. We kind of goaded. You
It
know,
also
oddly,
seems
you know,
like a
oddly
lot of
enough,
case-
the
Go
one
ahead.
category I looked at that I'm like, I actually am invested in the winner is fighting game, just because I want to see Sparking Zero will win, despite all the shit I'm seeing. It was just so
Tekken's gonna
funny how
win, but-
everybody. Wait, was Tekken on there? Did I see that?
Tekken 8's on there, yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
Tekken's gonna win.
Never mind. Cause no, I've seen so like Sparking Zero dialogue kills me, and I always see it in passing because I'm just like, who told you guys this was a FGC balanced experience? Pick a character you like, throw a key blast, have fun, and turn it off. What is wrong with y'all? I've never played a game like that for like actual competitive viability. Like, yo, I'm gonna pick Birder. Fastest in the universe. I don't care. Like,
Hey, what's my boy's name? The Hedrugon or whatever it is. Just gigantic, taking up half
Hedrugon.
the screen. Yep.
yeah, turn it
That
off.
movie's terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
Multiverses is on there instead of Uni. Instead of Uni. Uni what? What's Uni JB?
Fucking Unio.
Oh,
Under Night in Birth. EXE latest.
oh, they have a new game.
Game by Renfred.
I
The
didn't know
amount
that.
of fighting
didn't know they
games
put-
that exist that nobody's ever fucking heard of except for fighting game people.
I
is
know
absolutely hilarious to
I
me.
didn't know that was a new game. I didn't even know Grand Blue Fantasy Fighting Game came out this year. What the fuck was I about to say? Yeah. By the way, having
Yajirobe the nerf.
having replayed the Tenkaichi series with my friends like a little bit a while ago and playing Sparking Zero. I don't think Sparking Zero is a better game, but I just think it was so funny because I even saw I don't know if you guys saw that there was some grand finals where somebody picked Android 19 and just kept flying up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
And now people are like, the game is broken, it needs to be fixed, and yada yada. I'm just like, who guys told you? You guys picked up this game for all the wrong reasons. Like, I don't get it. I don't know.
Those same people that are bitching about that are the ones that play Gogeta every match. So I don't want to hear them.
You know, I'm fighting against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Mind you, I picked Birder.
Yeah, you're just fighting blue Gogeta or 4 Gogeta. That's it for the 90% of the game.
They want that game on Evo, by the way? Hell no. Do you have Fighter Z? That was the game for that.
They don't want that. They don't
Yeah, they don't want that. Apparently that's shit now.
I
Yeah.
have to actually learn input commands. Are you stupid? I'm not doing that. I want to just press the button and the whole combo come out. The fuck you talking about? I gotta learn input commands. Do I look like a programmer to you?
The game is broken to me. Perception spam. I'm like, I don't know
Yep.
what that is. Perception. Oh, okay. I just be laughing. I don't
It's
know.
the shit where they're like teleporting behind each other to like dodge moves just over and over and over and over and over again. which is
And-
hilarious to me.
And that was what Budokai 3 was about. If whoever had the
Yeah.
most key was getting a hit it. Because you're going unless you mistyped
Yep.
it. I don't know, man. Again, I was never, like I said, I'm never buying another Dragon Ball game, so it is what it is. But I mean, I had fun with what I did. But Tenkaichi 3 is better than me, yeah. And I need Demon King Piccolo. He's the GOAT. So
I'm gonna say this for the Game Awards: if Metaphor doesn't win every category that it's in, I think it's like just laughable. Whoever picks these awards. I haven't
Why?
even played Metaphor, and I recognize that's the best game released this year.
is it?
I think so, from what I've seen. At least in terms of what's there on the list.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. Like, I just know it's out. I don't know if I like. Something I don't want to play. I just can't make it a priority right now, so I'm not thinking about it too deeply. But we'll see. I think I would. I like. I guess in my opinion, based on what I've seen from the big wig games, it's probably Wukong. But I don't know, because I heard Stellar. I didn't even like do any
mean,
research for Stellar Blade outside of like I just want to play it and it looks fun. But I didn't. People are saying the story and characters are actually like piss poor horrendous, and that they think
I
it's a
haven't heard anybody
poor.
talk anything
poor
about that
Nier
game except its combat.
Yeah,
That's
people are
it.
saying it's a poor man's Nier Automata, which is interesting. I didn't start seeing that until 2 weeks ago, I think.
I would find it very interesting that the people talking about poor man's Nier Automata, but haven't even played the entire fucking Drakengard series. I want to see directly who is saying poor man's Nier Automata, because then I want to see if they've actually played the fucking Drakengard series.
Those same people will also be the ones talking about Nier's combat, but then post a video of them doing a very practiced combo chain on a dummy in the training room. like those idiotic God of War fucking edits that they made. Like, there's no way this lost to Elden Ring, and it's just this combo chain that this rat practiced against a random Draugr with inflated health.
This new
It's just-
rat term that you're using is killing me, bro.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. That's weird. Now hold on, Yeti. That's weird to me, cause when was Stellar Blade ever marketing itself as some fucking Mustori ass game?
They think that it needs that to be good.
Like this is the same exact argument I made with fucking Rage 2 with the fucking all the Twitter wanted me dead.
Yo!
When did fucking Shift Up ever in their life market this game as some one narrative fucking game? It's a character action game with a fucking Korean bitch who got her ass out. Like, who cares? I'm lost. I am so confused about this.
If it doesn't have a gripping narrative about the issues of a parent and their child, Simi, it can't be good.
And then
Come on, bruh.
And then on top of that, what character action game be having a crazy story like that anyways? And this is not even slander, but like these games are not known for their stories to begin with.
Knowing those people, they'd probably lie and say Devil May Cry. Not gonna lie.
I mean, what story Devil May Cry got?
No, but then they'd lie. They'd come up with some Mickey answer about Virgil or some shit like that. Like, they'd be there.
You look at Dante is literally the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a humanoid form. And it's raw. Who the fuck cares who his mom and dad was? We don't give a fuck about that.
I want you to kill a demon, turn his fucking eyeball into a super boot, and kick something out of the atmosphere. That's all I care about.
And then with the other freaking female vixen that's gonna be the main heroine of the game. That's all we can. That's what the whole game is for. What the fuck are you talking about story? Yeah.
I am the storm
I'm
that's
so
approaching.
tired.
Yeah. No, I feel you, but cause basically I'm reading it and then I was like, I actually what site did I actually join the conversation? Cause I just wanted to like inquire about something, and it felt like they were trying to deter me, like, you're not gonna care about the story, you're not gonna care about this, but I'm like, but fighting is good. You're like, yeah, the fighting is actually really good. Then like one person answered me, went into great detail about how great the combat is. I'm like, all right, cool, thank you. Like that's all I care about. Like, yeah, but with the characters and stuff, I'm like, but she's hot, and the gameplay raw. You think I need anything more than that? Like, sorry, I don't. Maybe I'm letting you down, but I promise you that's all I needed.
Oh my god, you just wanna play games with your penis in your left hand and your controller in your right hand. Yes, I do. Hello? If that's what the game is doing, then yes, I want to do that. What the fuck? You are not gonna. I promise you, you're not gonna shame me. Not today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, not next month. If the whole point is for me to look at her ass, guess what? I'm gonna look at her ass.
Near. Remember how many people bought Nier Automata for that, and then like the game is actually hard. They didn't want to play it anymore. That was so.
Oh
funny.
my god, why this got freaking shmup mechanic? I hate the shmup levels. Yo, son, why the boss? Oh god, oh my, I can't even pass the tutorial. I said that's crazy.
And y'all just bad and suck. I feel no sympathy for those people.
There it is. Y'all just suck.
This is what I realized. Like, I played Dark Souls 3 just this year, and I beat the 4 final bosses all within the span of an hour. I'm like, man, y'all think this shit is hard? Y'all stink. Do something else for your hobby. It's like, this is just embarrassing.
Y'all need to go garden or something.
Yeah, like, play some fucking chess in the park with an old man, bro. This isn't made for you.
That old man waxing you bad. And he gonna start doing Hindu squats over you crying about you under the
You're gonna
table.
hit you with the fucking Maharaja Gambit.
Please
He's been-
nerf the Queen Piece. Queen Piece OP.
How it's so overpowered it could go any direction on the board. How can it move infinite spaces?
You're gonna be under the table clutching your fucking knees, and he's gonna be on top of the table doing Hindu squats because you a bitch. Man,
Back in my day.
No, he's gonna hit you with. He's gonna just like use his cane to stand up and just pose on your ass and walk off.
Thanks for the game, youngster. I'll be back next week.
You have quite a bit to learn. You're 100 years too early to be challenging me. And then just fucking walk off, bro.
I don't pay attention, and I flat out ignore a lot of the bullshit that the YNs be talking about nowadays, right?
Yeah.
But god damn, this whole freaking but the Goonas bullshit is weird. It's like, bro, every game don't need no hyper fucking narrative. Every game don't need to have some freaking SA victim in there. Every game don't need to be bringing awareness to something. Bro, if the point is to stare at the man's bulge, then guess what? I'm gonna be staring at his crotch.
Yep.
If the point is for the yitty to be jiggling all over the place, guess what? I'm gonna be making them physics fucking physics.
It's unrealistic. Her back couldn't. Sorry, go on,
The YNs have been raised by Druckmann, bro. It is what it is.
Keep going.
If the point of the game is to fucking make me contemplate life, then guess what? I'm gonna be looking out my window talking about without love it cannot be seen. But the point
Vegeta
of
in
the
the rain
matter
meme.
is, the point of the matter is, all of these games are trying to do something different, and all Stellar Blade is doing, like, bro, I know y'all know what the fuck Nikkei is. Don't play like y'all don't know what that game is. If you knew the game that Shift Up fucking published before this, why did you expect any different with the first console game that they published? It's gonna be the same shit.
And you know what's an interesting thing too, Simi? I genuinely like stopped doing the thing where like I may or may not agree with something, but I understand that every place in the world they're culturally different and they have their own traditions and standards and whatnot, right? Like, and one thing I want to give Shift Up. What was that other game that did this too? Remember I ended up buying it. The horror Sense. Yes, yeah. And like I think Black Myth did this too to some degree, where it's like, yo, some of the shit you may care about over here in the West that's near and dear to the heart, they don't care about on the other side of the globe. And you just have to be okay with that to some degree. I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but like, chill out. This might be the most important issue to you here in North America, and China does not give a fuck about it. Korea may not give a fuck about it. And you gotta hug that. And what Simi said is real. Yo, if someone makes a game where it's like, yo, this is the greatest shooting game of all time, and you can shoot the bullet off your ass, and then you flick it off you could blink it, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but I'm not really into shooters. Let's say I wouldn't play one. So like for me, it's like as long as everyone's having fun, good for you. It's like if you don't want to play a game because like her breast could never be that big, her back would break. Just don't fucking play it. It's nothing to do with you. I saw all the controversy about Harry Potter and didn't give a fuck because I wasn't going to play it. I don't care about Harry Potter. I'm not playing it. It's just weird because a lot of people who are complaining to me, like we always know, aren't even going to play the game. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times they're not even a fucking gamer. They're just some loser on some YN on the internet just crying about some fucking issue. And it's like, listen, and to your point again, I just go with what the game is really trying to portray. Maybe it's character driven. Maybe it's all about getting over PTSD. Or maybe it's a game where I just jump down from the ceiling, I got a big ass sword, and I just chop everybody in half, and then the game ends. I don't care about learning some new. Oh man, after playing this game, I learned that it's important to have empathy. I don't fucking care. Shut the fuck up. That's so annoying.
Yeah, if my video game isn't like Life is Strange, how can I ever consider playing it?
Which is a Steins Gate. Oh my god, I hate that fucking franchise.
Yeah, Sammy, these also like Western people that just don't know anything about anime, so they have no idea what these concepts are, so they think it's like the greatest shit ever.
But Naya, I have to let you know my morals are superior to yours. It probably is. And yes, you power scale disabilities better than I do. I make games for right-handed people with able body functions. I'm sorry. Okay? Like, fuck.
Yo, oh my god.
I don't even think about left-handed people. Shout out to left-handed people though. Y'all are.
But like, yeah, again, I don't pay attention to, and rightfully so, because none of that shit really matters about what all the freaking YNs are arguing about nowadays. But y'all, and we got into a point where we forgot the big picture. The entire reason why people like things from other cultures, other countries, other regions of the world is because those things were made specifically for those people, for that region, for that area, and it's different than what you're used to. That's the whole reason why otaku culture became so popular. Not because it was trying to pander towards fucking West, whatever the fuck what they call it, fucking California, something, whatever the fuck they be saying. I don't know. I don't care neither. But the point of the matter is, Japanese shit was made for Japanese people, and that's what made it fucking cool. That's what made it interesting. It was different, it was unique, and it was made solely for a culture that was different than yours. That's why other cultures, other people want to look at it. That's what draws other people towards it. The second you stop doing that, that's when you become the biggest buzzword of the fucking current decade, current 2 decades, soulless. And that's what we're seeing. Well, at least in Japan's case, anyways.
Well, unless they have to employ a double standard for any country that is not China. I guarantee if it was a Black Myth Anansi based in Africa, there would be no complaining.
Speaking of which, I saw there was some game with African characters that was. What did he say? I forgot. I have to find it.
Some right-wing dickheads were being blatantly racist towards the developer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was.
And then he said some stupid response that exposed him as hella left-wing, and it was just ridiculous, the whole thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in passing, but I think I've come to the point where I've gotten. I actually would argue I've gotten even more better at ignoring kind of stuff like this, where I'll see it and be like, anyways, what's the fucking me with Yusuke? Not gonna let that ruin my day, and just go back to what I'm doing.
Yep.
I've gotten so used to it, but man, yeah, I'm trying to remember if did Genshin get a lot of love
from anime fans?
Oh, maybe that's because it's anime.
And then the journalists like that because they're anime fans too. They just because it's so anime, they didn't care it was China.
The Genshin is Genshin is an anomaly because Genshin was the first mobile game to give you console level quality. Right? So that's why it really wasn't.
That's fair.
Genshin is Chinese. It's the fact that you had a mobile game that gave you console level gameplay and graphics and story, quote unquote. Right? That's really why that became so popular. But no, Genshin most definitely had its fair share of controversy. And I'm not even talking about when it first came out and they're talking about, oh my god, your Chinese plagiarism. But I'm talking about
I remember that, yeah.
Character design wise. And I mean, they're not
Yep.
wrong either because
Because
boy
Jean,
howdy, do Chinese
Jean is
people-
literally Saber, by the way. Continue. Or to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're
Yeah,
not
the
slick.
Chinese people most definitely cannot, under any circumstance, draw a character with dark skin, like at all. Like just period. They just can't do it. Like any character that's supposed to be like African in nature or from that region of the world, or even just dark skin, they're not. Or they're horribly tan. They like have a dash, a sprinkle, a little smidgen of melanin to their skin, and that's it. It just kind of looks like they're just under a shadow, really. But yeah, no, freaking Genshin has most definitely, or they're gray. Yep, yeah. You said it. You know, it's so funny. Let me just go off on a quick tangent. Let me just go off on a very quick tangent. But you brought up something that I find that I see a lot as a big connoisseur of art, JB. Yeah, East Asians cannot draw dark skin in general. Period.
I wonder
blank,
why.
Period. Like point blank. Period. Right? Like they just cannot do it, and it's so funny because they do one of two things. They either greatly whitewash the character, or it's exactly as you said, JB, and they just draw them fucking gray. Like, bro, I don't look gray. My brown skin is not like, bro. We see it all. No, I see it. Well, now this is something I'm going to be specifically talking about that the majority of you is not going to understand. If there's any Blue Archive players in here, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But bro, you know how much Karen art I see, and they just draw her gray? I'm like, the bitch is not gray. She's brown. She's as dark as me. What is going on? Like, y'all, like they really cannot draw dark skin for nothing. It's actually pathetic. I personally think it's fucking pathetic. Now, of course, you know the whole argument. Oh well, you're an artist. You can draw whatever you want. You don't have to draw what you don't want to. Yeah, sure, whatever, right? But all I'm saying is, as a creative mind, as someone who has a talent, you don't want to ever like explore. You don't ever get tired of doing like or just interacting with the same one little small area in your expertise. You don't want to try to challenge yourself or explore what else is out there, specifically for art too. Like, you don't ever get tired of drawing with the same exact color palette. Like, it's a whole spectrum. There's a gajillion colors out there. You don't get tired of just drawing with the same one fucking... But anyways, that's a complete different convo for a different date. Point blank period. The point of the matter is Genshin most definitely had its controversies, but the whole reason why Genshin got popular and now freaking MiHoYo has a MiHoYo verse is because Chinese just happened to be the first people to give console level gameplay on a mobile fucking format.
I think that's fair. That makes sense to me. That's true. That's actually a good point. Chat saying, yeah, and by the way, I'm with you. Like, I'm just over the culture war in general. Left, right, middle, diagonal. Shut the fuck up, everybody.
I won't make any intelligent points.
Yeah.
At all.
I remember when the desert area was coming out. Boy, Twitter was a fun place. Only lesser studios touch melanin. Big corp allergic to melanin. I will give 2 authors an exception. Okubo and Taite Kubo. Yeah, niggas in those 2 mangas look good. Drawing dark skin like they fantasy ashy skin demons. These disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight. Is what they. Like him saying that just reminds me of that stupid fuck ass comb over to the side dreadlock, like half shave it to the side hairstyle they love using, and like you hog it? You hog it?
Put all of us under.
Oh my god.
When he came out here in that movie with that shit, man. Now that's the only hairstyle they know how to draw. Anybody, ethnic black.
Oh, you fucking bald. Or a little buzz cut. Hog it.
Yeah, you gotta have some slight dreads flipped to the side, hanging over the side of your forehead. That's the only other style.
If it's not one of those, I don't know what to do, bro. It's just so funny to me. That's what him saying that reminded me of. Because I'm even in comics, they're like, yo, why can't somebody give Miles a proper fucking hairline?
Fucking haircut. Yeah, exactly. He needs to have the unadulterated swagger of a black teen, bruh. Where's it at?
Arne Slot, not 21-year-old Bradley put Mbappe in a spliff. Mbappe's sticking it up over there. I can't even defend him. Go off, King. I'm not going to defend him. I'm guessing Liverpool.
I'm also
won the
gonna
game.
say the point that Simi made about otaku culture does show the cultural double standard when it comes to when politics get in the way.
Mhm.
Because Wukong literally does all the things for Chinese culture that Simi was describing otaku culture did for Japan, just in a much more like localized subject matter. Like it was like it's a really small sample that they're working with. It's like nobody even talked about that. It's like, oh, there were no women introduced up until chapter 3 of the game. Bad.
They're so funny.
You know, and you know what's crazy? It's literally a paradox. That what you said earlier, Glenn, because they talking about like a bunch of like Western North American right wingers like this game, but y'all fucking swear to God, communism is fucking worse than the devil.
Yep.
What is going you see
It's a double
everything
standard
going-
for both political
You
spectrums.
see
100%.
what's going on here? That's so crazy. Y'all swear to God that communism is worse than freaking
Satan
Capitalism?
himself.
betraying your country. But then turn around and be like, yo, son, we like this fucking monkey game. That you know what? That's
Reject politics. Return to monk.
Return to monkey.
monkey. I don't remember what the fuck we was talking about.
Is that Vince's turn signal
Yeah.
right now?
Dink, dink, dink.
Good thing. Okay. I guess that's.
My bad. I was in a car. Somebody bumped me from behind, but my car's fine. So,
Damn.
but yeah, they was tweaking. I don't know. We were sitting in traffic. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Take your boomstick out. I know you got one. You were texting. Put your cowboy hat on. Yeehaw. Put the fucking,
Jesus.
the wheat straw in your fucking mouth. Yeehaw.
Yo, fam, pull out the machine, yo. Gerxa, man.
Got them down in the streets, fam.
Yo, Crody, you gotta Gerxa, man, sometime. We voting for a Balatro for real? I would just because it's funny, but I probably want to give it to Wukong.
I mean, y'all's vote doesn't matter, so
It's true. Because what I played was dope. But I'm very excited to play Stellar Blade. I don't care what they're telling me. I'm gonna be a busty ass Korean. I'm gonna get the bustiest costume, exposing the most skin, and never change it.
Oh my God, they had the freaking they got the near DLC with the photo mode. Oh my, I'm gonna be all up.
Mm-hmm. And when I get the the near outfits,
mash you up, fam.
so I swear to God, we don't all speak like that. Don't do that. Don't do us like that, babe. We do all sound like that. Every single Torontonian speaks that way. There's no exception. I'm actually from Alberta. Y'all didn't know that. So that's why I sound normal.
What a rat.
Is it Eve bad as F? She's so fire. I'm still an A2 super stan in terms of my Korean or whatever Asian like robots, but I don't even know if Eve's a bot. I know she's some type of different being, but she has like a nano suit on, but whatever.
Yeah,
What-
JB, they only make you have those votes so you can make your little bullshit graphics on Twitter to feel validated, but y'all's vote doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Stellar Bay was made for that man, them. You don't know, you see it. You don't know, fam. You don't know. Is there anything up and coming that you guys are like, even if it's out, but you just haven't played it yet? Because like on my screen here, the Plucky Squire, the game where like the little guy can go into like the books, the story books, and come out like go in the cup and platform and stuff. That's a game I really wanted to play for a long time. So like, what are you guys looking forward to getting a chance to play when you have some time?
Oh boy.
I'm not actually looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I just need to get it out the way. I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. I don't have, aside from Future Connected, because I know Shulk and Rex are in it, I don't know how much I'm going to love this game, but because I don't like 2 the way people like 2. I like X, man. Fuck y'all. Bring in a robot raw. Fuck y'all niggas.
I'm committed to playing Monster Hunter before the new one releases. I gotta get through World again.
Why?
Because I like Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness gracious almighty,
Yeah.
helping.
I got a big weapon and I can kill gigantic dinosaur dragon creatures. Cold.
That would be cool if that was the actual game, but you spending 90% of the game grinding first before you could fight the big giant fucking titan dinosaur turkey thing.
And then I gotta try and beat Echoes of Wisdom and Brothership before the year's done. That's the goals I have set. Next year I'll probably be starting Sekiro. My God, what's the I need something to scratch. Thank God for Baldur's Gate 3. I'll just say that because I needed something to scratch my RPG itch because Bioware is fucking dead in the ground and never gonna make anything good ever again. But thank God I'm not a Dragon Age fan because I'd be worse off now if I actually cared about that fuck ass series. But seeing Veilguard get packed up did make me smile. I won't lie.
I'm a smile. if I see-
Veilguard is just a fucking action game. It's not even.
It's
a fucking
literally
role
just
playing.
God of War mechanics with. Yeah, there's nothing else
Dialogue
positive.
choices,
There's
with
yeah, yeah.
dialogue choices. Like, come
Yeah.
on, bro. It's not no fucking role playing game. Shut up. I'm sure it's fine just as a God of War clone.
Yep.
But a role playing game, stop pretending, man. Stop.
It's
Now,
like-
for
when
me-
I saw that there was a scene, it was like, so I'm non-binary. I was like, oh wow, we're not even trying to be subtle anymore. In a fantasy world, we're just having some bitch be like, oh, I'm non-binary.
Yeah, in a fantasy world, that don't even make no fucking sense.
We're not even trying to be tactful with like messaging about representation. We're just being like, oh, I'm non-binary, and then it was literally a scene of this girl talks to her mom and explains to her why she's non-binary. And it's like,
You have whole beings walking out here completely naked. They ain't got no genital. They crotch completely smooth. That's normal. But then you got this bitch gotta explain to her mom, like, come on, dog.
some like the
Stop
most
it.
2020s like explanation of what this concept is in like the year, I'm sorry, like 980 in real time.
Oh
like,
my god.
You
oh
got
my God.
alien beings that don't even require sustenance and have no sexual desire. But I gotta know this though.
like,
Alright, man.
like how does BioWare go from like goated dialogue in Mass Effect to shit like this? Where it's literally the same subject matter. You could be gay as fuck in Mass Effect. And that shit was hard because they wrote it well. Now they got this nonsense where it's just like,
You said it
I
made
wanna-
Yeah,
you
bruh.
said you said it made you hard.
I suck dick. I was like, yeah, bro, so that shit fire. Like what?
And I want to 101% iterate that this is
Have
not
some tact.
slander of freaking having non-binary characters in your game. The point I'm trying to make is like the entire concept of, you know, gender
Messaging.
being a spectrum was already canon to begin with. So why does it need to be explained in a real world ass type of scenario when you already have countless beings that don't fall under male and female, who don't reproduce or reproduce in a way that goes beyond our understanding? It was already canon to begin with. Why do we need to have this fucking modern day 2020s ass concept? Because now when 2030 come along, when 2040 come along, when this game becomes retro and ancient, they're gonna be playing this shit and they be like, what the fuck going on? This is such that was just very obvious. Oh, this was
It just comes from a lack of understanding of how to handle messaging properly. If your messaging is this out in the open for literally any possible time, like you could be trying to sell me that cheeseburgers are better than hot dogs in a game with messaging. But if you do it like this, I'm just gonna feel like you're just trying to run an ad in the middle of your game. Like I don't care. Shut up.
It's very obvious more current year that this game came out in problem. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
What you playing though? What you looking for to playing?
for me, it's the same thing as always. I'm still looking forward to Perry for Ti. Long fell in love with a Polish fucking robot.
Mhm.
Can't wait to play as Mary. Still looking forward to Robano Legends debut. I back that. I am a Kickstarter backer for that. So looking to get my rhythm game on. Games that are actually like announced that I guess y'all would know. I cannot wait for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is probably going to be my next game of the year again. I love the first one with a passion. As long as they just added on to that and didn't fuck up anything, I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be even better than the first one. And of course, as a Rockstar stand in the room, I'm looking forward to the eventual PC release of GTA 6. I'm thinking that GTA 6 will probably put me on my rite of passage as a PC gamer and make me finally upgrade my PC just to specifically play this one game. I can't wait for that. And then other stuff that, you know, I've discovered.
Yo,
and
somebody
found.
send Lizard to a therapist, man. He needs some help for that. What he just typed.
Yeah,
Save,
no, he
save this
don't,
man.
You don't. He can't even name you 5 characters.
Just-
But you know, other stuff is just shit that
Name-
I
name
found
5 books.
playing. Yo, I don't,
Get-
you know,
if he makes a guest appearance at the Game Awards, gold, I need it. Have him back.
Need
I
10
almost
books.
said something real crazy. But anyways, other than that, just, just some stuff
Bill
that
Clinton.
found on fucking Next Fest and stuff. So it's my fucking indie games that none of y'all give a fuck about. But it's cool stuff. Visual novels here and there. My fucking 3D platformers, my first person combat games. Shit like that. My dungeon crawlers. Oh my god! Speaking of dungeon crawlers, bro, you want to talk about From Software, bro? Dark Souls fucking sucks. Bring Kingsfield back. That's the greatest game they ever made. Kingsfield is amazing. Bro.
Kingsfield.
Holy
Yo.
shit, bro. Dead Wells is gonna be crazy. When I come out with my video for Lunacid, I'm about to get 1 million fucking views, bro. That's what we need to come back with. Y'all brought back Armored Core, right? Bring back
Good business
Kingsfield.
move, that.
Fucking, I don't give a fuck about no Sekiro, man.
That's the best game they ever made,
Die,
for real.
Bro, Shadows Die none. Get out of here, dog. Fuck out of here. Bring
But
Kingsfield back.
Nippon, sit. But Nippon.
Yeah,
Nippon!
it's fucking steel, fold 1,000 times, whatever.
Blade wing cuts sharp like katana, bruh. Respect it, okay?
Fucking gaijin. Filthy gaijin.
Yeah, filthy gaijin, go home. All right.
I need that first person dungeon crawler action back. Bring that Kingsfield back. Dead Wells, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fucking amazing. That shit, shit and whatnot, just shit. I don't plan on saying it, cause not like none of y'all gonna retain what I'm finna say, so, but, shit and stuff.
My wish list on Steam only or whatever, like PC stuff for Steam Deck is like 36 deep. So there's Pepper
I still
Grinder.
got,
There's so many. I don't even want to go.
I still got space.
Mine is like 200 something. 30
Yeah,
something.
mine's 30. I got 33 in mine. That's really it, though. All of them
Sibby
are
said-
like
I'm
stuff.
lying. I'm at 453.
Sibby said that's rookie numbers. Get your numbers
Yeah.
up. I said get your numbers up. I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts
Space
4.
Marine
Here
2
I'm
is still on my
serious.
wish list. That's funny.
They should have played Sparking Zero. Yes, we talked about the DLC stuff and Game of the Year stuff already for Elden Ring. Respect Dark Souls 3. I don't want to. I'm not gonna do that. You
I
can.
mean, I will, but y'all suck if you think that game's hard.
Sekiro is goated. I mean, I'm glad that you feel that way. I can't stop you from feeling that way. I'm trying to think of anything else like big. Like I won't lie. Like I am very excited to replay because the only game I actually wanted to get remade on Switch was Chronicles X. I won't lie to you. I didn't care about anything else. And I forgot to say this. I got Bayonetta 3 for free, so I'm gonna finally play it. I wasn't that excited because I'm like, oh, multiverse. Oh, here we go. But
I'm so unmoved by that series, but its music is fire. So
It's
that's the most I can get.
I just like the combat. Like it's just fun. Bayonetta. I like Bayonetta.
Oh.
Bayonetta's raw. She's like fucking niggas up. She's like 7'7". She look good. She sound good. I'm in.
Oh yes, her voice actor passed away recently.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Japanese.
Yeah.
One. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
though. Rest in peace. What's y'all's game of the year?
Since we could just say anything, Backyard Baseball 97.
Cold.
The Copa America DLC that came out this year for Pixel Cup Soccer.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, playing as
Man abandoned his whole plan for that game, too.
Playing as James Rodriguez? Hold on. That shit was kind of raw, even though he was already in the game. In all honesty, I don't have an answer for you right now. I really don't. Thinking about everything that I've played personally this year, what did I fucking play this year?
Best game I played this year was Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I don't.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Oh yeah.
Best game I played that released
Bugs,
this year.
Bugs
was
Fables
Wukong.
DLC came out. He's right. So Bug Fables Game of the Year again.
Black Myth was the best game I played that released this year. It's not the best game I played this year.
I'd probably go with Black Myth on the what in terms of what's on the thingy, but yeah.
I don't think I've played a single like 2024 game in 2024. that being said, the best game I played 2024, easily, it gotta be that fucking Victorious Boxes, Epo's Road to Glory. Boy. Oh my god, that game is crazy.
I was
It's
gonna
either
make a
that-
joke about Raging, or was it Legacy of Goku that Sydney played?
No,
but I
no,
was-
you better not, because that is the biggest slop that I've played this year, and I played some fucking slop, man.
Bro, Sydney
That
is
game is a
5 centimeters away from Cell. Cell turn around, just hit him somehow. I'm like, bro, that hit him?
No, my favorite one was he like had to find this key card off this goon, and it took him like damn near 2 streams to get it. So it's just-
They talking about, like, son, let me tell you how bad this
he was like Goten the whole time.
Hold on, Sydney. I'm gonna let you go out, but before anything, I just want to say that all I said is I remember really liking that game on GBA. Pat is the one that pushed it. Okay, it wasn't me. So yell at him. Go ahead.
Bro, that game, see, that's why you never doubt yourself, even as a kid. You see, the real reason why I got scared by them wolves in the first one, because that was my body telling me that this series suck, and I do not need to be spending no more time playing it, bro. That fucking level in fucking Boo's Fury. Oh my god, oh my. He say, okay, what he say? He say, oh, first of all, I'm playing as 2 Saiyajins. Why the fuck am I being barred from a fucking pirates then by humans I can't get past? That's number one. That's number one. They talking about some, oh, this the pirates then, and the only way you could get in here is you need a fucking you need a pirate bandana. So I'm like, okay, where the fuck do I get a pirate bandana from? And he's like, oh, it just say you need a pirate bandana. It doesn't tell me where to go or how to get there, right? So
And
I'm
to
thinking-
farm them.
So I'm like, okay, I said, okay, so they have the random freaking encounters that you could run into the bandits on the world map. They sometimes be driving an airship. So I gotta farm the airships, right? Wrong. So I'm over here fucking farming airships and shit, fighting these guys on these random airships on the world map. Nothing's happening. I Googled this shit, and it's like, oh yeah, it's the bandits on the island itself where the pirate den is at. They the only ones that drop them. So there's fucking bandits all over the map. In all of the cities, you can fight them all over the fucking map. But only these specific bandits on this specific island is gonna drop a fucking bandana. So after fucking, that was my first stream, was fucking farming the fucking airships. So here comes stream 2. Now I know how to get the bandana. Here we go. And guess what happened? Just as Glam said, I'm playing the game for like a fucking hour and a half. And they're not dropping a bandana. They all wearing a bandana, but they're not dropping it. I said, why does the Japanese man like developing a game like this? That being said, this game is not Japanese developed, but this is very Japanese coded. That is some type of shit that an actual domestic JRPG would do.
And his reward was getting one of the worst Broly fights I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my god,
I
the
saw
game
Simi stream this
sucked.
game once and deleted it off my Steam Deck. I'm not replaying this. I said, I am not going back to this. I'm moving forward. Sorry,
Like,
go ahead.
the game is so bad. All 3 of them is bad. All 3 of them is bad. And I don't. And it just.
Just take your nostalgia and shove it up your ass.
Webfoot will pay. Webfoot, I will go on a vengeance. Every former dev and current dev at Webfoot Studios will pay the Kree of the Empire.
You will
I
rue the
promise.
day.
Day-
You will.
I will
rue
say
the day.
next year I'm also I'm excited for the new Doom next year. I need that.
Simi
Oh.
getting war flashbacks.
I need that.
I mean, I'll play it, but
Yeah.
I got a chainsaw shield. Come on, bro. I need that.
Oh, I will say this too. Combo Devils and Rivals of Aether 2, I do want to play. I'm not buying Rivals 2 anytime soon, though. I'm probably gonna wait for one of those like definitive
My
editions to drop.
disappointment is immeasurable, bro.
Have you played it?
No, but
But a lot of
You
people I
know
know
why.
who really like one, they're like, bro, it's just not the same. And I'm like, it just doesn't look the same. But I like one thing that people are saying that I do believe that it is like the best platform fighter. That's kind of like, if you want to say Ultimate's the best, whatever, second best, whatever.
Whatever.
But I'm much more interested in Combo Devils. So get to that.
What else coming out next year? Oh, Unbeatable. I need that.
Oh,
I
that's
need
gonna be
Unbeatable.
great. That's gonna be
I
great.
You
need
guys keep
that.
talking. I'll be right back. I'm right back. But
I
Goes-
don't think Unbeatable. Wait,
Mouse PI for hire. Fuck yes. Need all of that.
Oh yeah, that. Am I thinking about the right thing? You talking about the rhythm game with the biddy and the fucking.
The girl with the pink hair and the fucking guitar.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, so yeah, we're thinking about the same game.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's going to be better than Urbano for me, but I know that I am like I grew up on rhythm games, and by rhythm games I don't mean like just rhythm games that like, you just play shit and like shit. Like no, I mean rhythm
Mhm.
games that had a story. So like fucking Parappa the Rapper 1 and 2, Jam
Yeah.
Miami, as I've played during the very first iteration of Golden Week Marathon, one of my favorite games growing up, Guitaru Man. I grew up on those rhythm games that had a story to them. And boy, howdy, now that I'm getting not one, but two games like that back to back. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be back to back, but in the same time frame, I'm eating so good. I
I'm
can't wait.
saying Unbeatable is confirmed next year for when it's gonna drop, but we'll see. Also, Possessors, I'm really excited for. I need that to get like an actual release date or release year at least. Yeah, and I got Mecha Break on the horizon. I got Mariachi Legends on the horizon. I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah, again, 456 on my fucking Steam wish list.
Yeah.
That's alone. And
Oh yeah, and that power up, that Power Rangers beat 'em up dropping this year. I need all of that.
yeah, no, that game is gonna be insane.
Power Rangers.
That, yes,
Rita's Rewind,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, no, that game is gonna be insane.
the
Like,
10th of December.
I think it's gonna rival freaking Shredder's Revenge.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make my way through those beat 'em ups soon once I get some other people to play them with because I refuse to play them single player. Just co-op's just too fun. Although Streets of Rage 4 I might do twice. Once a single player, once as
I
co-op.
would say just do both. Cause
Yeah.
River City Girls slaps. Can we talk about how Sparking Zero? We talked about Sparking Zero already, but was the most overhyped game. It wasn't overhyped to me.
You know a
'Cause
real game that's overhyped? Fuck Dragon Ball, bro. Sonic Generations. It was my op till the day I die, man. That shit is a 2-pack of mid.
I like Sonic Generations.
Yeah, I
That
don't
sh-
think, well, hold on, Glam. I don't think that Sparking Zero was overrated. Like, at the end of the day, wasn't
Overhyped.
Sparking Zero, like, I mean, excuse me, not overrated, overhyped. Thank you. I don't think it was overhyped at all because at the end of the day, it still sold a fuck ton of copies just because the people still aren't, like, actively playing. Because you gotta remember, it's still a fighting fucking game. And unless you're a real, like, FGC crackhead, you're not going to be consistently playing this game back to back to back. And that's how it always was with all of these Dragon Ball games. But at the end of the day, wasn't Sparking Zero, like, the best selling fucking Sparking game, period? Isn't it one of the best selling
Best-selling
Dragon Ball
Budokai
games,
game?
period? Yeah.
It's still lower than Fighter Z if I recall, but I think it is like 2. Also,
Yeah,
GoJaddy, I think this message you just said is the problem of why you think it's overhyped. The first 20 hours is amazing and feels like game of the life. However, after 20 hours, you start noticing the issues with the game. So you went in with the expectation that it would hold your interest for more than 20 hours, up to the standard of game of the life. I fear we have solved your problem with your own statement.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you gotta remember, this is not a live service game. It's at the end of the day, it's just an anime fighters. After you get your initial fill, besides whenever your homies are over or you decide to go to arcade or whatever the fuck, you're not gonna be playing it like that. That doesn't mean that it's freaking overhyped. People still play the game.
The
And it
game
still
is
sold out of fucking copies.
perfectly fine. It's raw. Do I think it's better than Tenkaichi 3? Budokai Tenkaichi? No. The game is perfect. Like I don't have any issues with the game. Everyone's just being a baby. And they're just mad because everyone wants to pick Broly and do unblockables. I don't know what to tell you. Get good, get better, join the meta, or shut the fuck up.
Play Gogeta,
I don't fucking
like
know.
everybody else.
Because I still am picking Birder. So I don't care what anyone. I don't care what you're doing with your team. I'm picking the fastest in the universe. I don't care what you're doing. It has no bearing on what I want to do and how I feel like playing. So we did talk about Wukong a lot. I mean, it might come up again, but yeah.
Me and Niall will probably have some other stream about it once he actually beats it. Because
Yeah.
Like Tekken 8 is a a candidate for fighting game of the year. According to Steam charts, the all-time peak was 46,000 plus players, and right now 5,000 players are playing. It has had a steady decrease of plus 15, like minus 15% over every month. In February, it lost 35% of its total players. Does that make Tekken 8 overhyped? No. Y'all gotta remember, it's a fucking fighting game. Sparking Zero is a fighting game. You need to think. Look, think for a second. I know I'm being mean, but I hate your fucking fans, Yeti. I hate Ape Nation. Y'all need to think for 1 second, right? You can't apply the same type of player base that you see for like a Fortnite or a Call of Duty to a fighting game. Those amount of players are not going to be playing consistently for a whole fucking year straight. It's just not going to happen, period.
And also, fighting games have always been niche, no matter the genre, no matter the IP. It's niche, and fighting games require a lot of mental power to play at the highest level. And what happens a lot of the times with the new video game cycle, Tekken. Listen, I even thought about getting a Tekken 7 because I'm like, okay, if I could at least pick Akuma, I have like a baseline of like, okay, I can maybe ease into Tekken mechanics. As soon as I pick a Tekken character and I have to learn all of this shit off the wall, blah, 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 I'm like, I'm not in the mood. Do you know how many players that shit happens to, even if the game like Sparking Zero? Like, all right, I'm hype. Dragon Ball, I'm going to pick Goku. It's like, I got to learn perception, combo, discounter, and they immediately are like, I don't want to put that much time and effort. I've seen it with every fighting game I've liked, from Platform Fighters to BlazBlue back in the day, whatever the case may be. Some people just don't want to learn a new fighter or fighting game or learn how to play fighting games properly, even though initially, actually, I'll use myself as an example. When X and Y, I know, embarrassing, embarrassing on my point. When X and Y was coming out for 3DS, Pokemon, this was the first time I told myself, you know what? I'm going to try to play competitively. I'm going to breed eggs. I'm going to get the EV and the IV and the this, that. And I did it for an hour. It said, this is the most boring shit I ever thought about doing. And Pokemon is just fucking math. It's just probability. And I completely lost interest. That happens too. Trust me, a lot of people who are faking the funk and Sparking Zero, I'm going to whoop you. They were not serious. They were not like that. And they never played one before. I have muscle memory from even like the Raging Blast, because there's some Raging Blast in there that people don't keep overlooking. There's a lot of Raging Blast in that game. I have muscle memory. So like picking up Sparking Zero for me is almost like, let's say I played Melee maybe, didn't play Brawl, and came back for like, I don't know, Smash 4. I still know what I'm doing to some degree, but I have to learn the specific in and outs of this game. It's just, yeah. Sparking Zero to me wasn't overhyped. And again, stop listening to YouTubers. Don't let them put hype in you. Do you care about the game?
YouTubers are hype beasts.
Do you like the?
90% of
Do you like the game? Do you want to play it? Do you have interest in it? Like, that's all that really matters. And use them as the vehicle or as the vessel to get information you need, like how many characters, which characters, whatever. Or like, I heard in Sparking Zero, you can't really play 2-player split screen unless you're on the hyperbolic time chamber, because there's no like destructive environments or whatever the case may be. So like, that's information I'd watch a video for, not to tell me whether or not I need to buy the game. A YouTuber can't tell me whether to like or not like something. Only I can. And I haven't bought a game I didn't like since Sonic Boom in 2014. So yeah. Anyways, by that logic, you shouldn't listen to me. I shouldn't tell you how to feel about anything. I have my opinion, but you're right. I agree with what I said. I'm not the exception to the rule. Don't listen to me either. You don't listen to me. Half of y'all don't. You just tell me I'm not reading, and I'm in Tower of Hate. So whatever. You bought Sonic Boom, yeah.
Generations mid, bro.
I like that game.
Those 2D levels.
Fire.
Let me not.
I haven't played it since it came out. I don't remember it that well, but I like that.
See?
And
Shadow's
in it, so I'm playing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, freaking hold on, cause like I swear to God that this PR for fucking Shadow Generations was going crazy, and then the game, I didn't even know what month the game came out. Now all of a sudden it's on sale. Like that's crazy.
Already?
Like,
What-
what's
How
that
much is
like?
it now? Because I'm trying to pay like $10 for that.
Well, that's not happening. Unless maybe you could take your ass to fucking Penguin or fucking what the fuck is the other site called? Not Penguin or fucking what the fuck is that other site they be selling the keys at? I used to be on V2A VG or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
But
I was a year and a half old and I knew Sonic Boom stank. I don't know what happened to my brain in that moment, but I have literally roasted myself on many streets for buying that game. Like I'm not, you could cook me. I'm not going to defend myself. I deserve it. I deserve it. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's the last time I ever bought a game I never liked. It's never happened again. It's literally never happened since that day. It's never happened. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll get Sonic Shadow Generation at some point. I'm just not in a rush. I don't really.
I'm
care.
not paying $50 for that
Yeah,
shit. You got me.
I've
fucked
also
up.
already. It's kind of like with the Bowser's Fury, Mario 3D World. Like I've played one half of the game and the other little thing you're adding. I'm not paying full price for that. But the only Sonic game that a lot of Sonic fans like that I don't get is Frontiers. I think that game is trash, but that's just me.
It's fine. It's nothing. I'd also call it mid. Also, not going to spend $60 on Space Marine 2. Fucking Saber's got me fucked up with that. Especially coming off of Helldivers 2, I'm supposed to play that for $60? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah,
Y'all couldn't even give me a good campaign. Give me some Mickey multiplayer.
I gotta play Astrobot though. I got to. I beat that tech demo. That's the only thing on PS5 I've beaten. I played at my friend's house.
Astrobot never getting touched. The minute I saw it was just Mickey Mario, I was like, you know what? Y'all got it.
I have not seen any gameplay of Astrobot at all. All I've seen is more.
It's just Sony glaze. It's just- you got a God of War level, Ape Escape level, fuck, bro. Shut up, man.
Never played an Ape Escape game a day in their life.
They don't know nothing about Spike. Legendary. You be catching them monks.
You got a Sly Cooper skin. Anyway, man.
Listen, a Saiyan don't want to see Spike, bro. That's all I'm saying. To be fair, I bought the Diamond and Pearl remake and never picked
Oh,
my
you
starter.
poor soul.
Yikes.
The minute I saw those chibi models, I was like, nope, this is not the answer.
If I had 3 wishes on Perunga, one of the wishes would be to free all my friends from the Pokemon influence. I don't know what is wrong with you people. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I haven't even played Echoes of Wisdom. I'm like, I'm not playing this. I don't want to make a fucking duplicate of 50 benches to cross a chasm. Are you kidding me? I heard most people just pick like the Sword Link, whatever thing, anyways, to fight. Which kills me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, bro. Zelda is never making me do menu management like that ever again. I'm not doing that again. Going through a single row of fucking every possible item or enemy you see. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing
Day
it.
by day, Tears of the Kingdom just gets worse in my own. I swear to God.
They said 5 of my friends got to get anything. Immediate regret. My friends wanted me to
See?
get it too, and I said, fuck you.
That's on you for getting gaslit.
Also,
Be better.
I stole platinum from my friend on the bus.
See,
I'm
too
good.
many of y'all be folding the peer pressure on the regular, man. That's the issue.
I saw you tweeting about that, and people will be like,
Fuck what other people want you to do.
yeah.
Talk about some, oh, bro, you gotta watch this. No.
Right? Now you have to
You
watch
gonna make me?
Arcane. I
No.
literally hate everything about League. Leave me the fuck alone. I have no interest. But it's good. You could be right. It could cure cancer maybe. I don't know. I'll never know cuz I'm not peeping. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't give a damn. I don't get
All my friends on Man Dem Tears. I gotta go get it too. Yeah, man, I don't know nothing about that. I'm sorry.
All of my friends in this neighborhood love Apex. I don't care. I'm not playing. Don't ask me to download it. I'm not. Oh, and what's the other one? Ark Survival, whatever.
Survival Evolved.
I'm not playing that. I don't care.
Shout out Dinosaurs, but that game sucks.
I'm not playing. My point isn't even like good or bad game. I don't care. I'm not playing it.
Yo,
Fuck off.
that's a bar. Shout out Dinosaurs. That game sucks. It's the most boy-coded thing as shout out Dinosaurs. Because I was just having a conversation on talking about fucking TV shows. My sister's like, why, whatever they need to market towards boys, what they do to put a dinosaur on that bitch, because dinosaurs are wrong.
Once I knew that Transformers had dudes literally called the Dinobots, I was like, nope, this is the series for me. That's my goat right there.
Dinosaurs are pretty.
It's like,
cool.
but Glam, you gotta watch Transformers 1. No. I'm done with movies. Leave me alone.
I actually
Watch the Penguin.
I genuinely rather praise Tagashi. That's how much I hate League. Like, I'd rather do a stream talking about how all the good things in Hunter x Hunter. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not even kidding. That's how much I fucking hate League of Legends.
Arcane is just like, it's just MCU Twitter and anime Twitter mixed together, and it's just like those. Specific
That sounds
people
awful.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just a bunch of horny queer people looking for their favorite gay ships the entire time.
Yeah,
so like,
and liking all the characters be overly emotional. As
Bioware
well.
fans.
Amen. Condense that to Dragon Age fans, and I'd agree 100%. Bro, the amount of people say, "Yo, Glam, you like Bioware? You gotta play Dragon Age." No, that shit looked lame. I've played WoW before. I don't need to play Mickey console version of it.
I want to say this too. I want to give us credit. Yeah, I'm about to pat ourselves on the back here, but the three of us, right?
Raw.
We are smart, and we have experience and wisdom. We know what we're looking for in the games that we want to buy. We don't need to be told. We don't need to be recommended unless we just literally didn't know it existed. Maybe somehow, like, we don't need that. It's like
we'll know it before we play it too.
Yeah, I don't need 80 people to be like, "Yo, Naya, yo, you might like Hades." Like, I already know about Hades. It looks alright. It's cool. I played it. I like. I don't need to be told. Like, I know what I'm looking for. Like, is this one of those things where it's like, I have a stupid example from the Wii era. There was a Beyblade game that came out, and every single site trashed it. I was in Walmart, and I saw that in the bin for $8. Now, based on every negative thing that I seen, I should have even considered it. Picked that bitch up, paid usually like 5 toonies, $10 with the tax. And me and my friends had a blast the entire summon, wiggling, jerking that Wiimote, playing fucking Beyblade, bro. I don't care what other people think. I will figure it out. We know what we're looking for. It could be a game that most people don't like, and I'd be like, cool. Glam really, 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 really likes 9 Years of Shadows. I just like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, just do you, man. Just do your thing. Like, I feel like people are so worried about perception and like being a part of a hype cycle or hype train, and just like, yo, just be who the fuck you are.
FOMO is some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I saw someone get dunked on for tweeting my potential top 10s in manga. This is weird. You're weird. That's weird shit. Potential, nigga, read it first and then decide if you like it. What the fuck are you talking about? I have never done that before.
They just made a new tweet today talking about potential futures media that will enter my top 10. There was a bunch of shit. Kubera was on there. Umineko was
My
on
favorite
there.
part about that tweet is not a single reply mentioned Kubera once. It was just all about the manga. I was like, yes, it's still being gay kept even while being shown. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and then, you know, it goes to show that just like that is exactly why we have what we have today. You know, people just do shit to be a part of a movement, and they just do shit that's hyped up, and they not here for love of the game. Boy, I'm here because I love this shit. I die for this shit. I've been here for this shit. Alright? I do this shit not to freaking experience lay peak. I don't give a fuck about peak. I do this shit because I want to spend hours on this shit. Me and you are not the same. I promise you that. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna play a game just because all the man dem said it's fire. 10 out of 10 man dem could say it's fire. I will be the 11th to say that shit not fire. None of that shit moving me. Y'all gotta learn to do that. It's either that or, you know, be forever damned. The choice is yours. So why you see the man them walking around here talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 whack? Why Red Dead Redemption 2 whack? Oh, because
they yapping. That's why.
They got a chapter that got 2 slave owner families in it. Well, then why did you play this game? You know that take place during this time period. Oh, I didn't like that. oh, they shooting too much in this game. But it's a
Shooting
third
too
person
much.
shooter. It's a third person shooter. I don't understand. Oh, all you do is ride the horse all day. Well, it's an open world game. How the fuck you supposed to traverse? What the fuck going? Like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, you got all these people playing shit just because it's hyped up, not because they like it.
And they too scared to say the real reason why they don't like
And
it because
there
they
it
they be talking. Shut the fuck up and let me play.
And
Listen.
it's okay to like something and admit it has flaws. It's okay.
Yep.
It's all right. You'll be all right.
I say that about Mass Effect 3 all the time. That's my favorite game ever. That ending
Go ahead,
stink.
Timmy. My bad.
Yeah,
So-
like I have figured it out. I have deciphered the Da Vinci Code. I said this in my own stream when we finished Mega Zone 23. Chief knows what I'm about to say. Nobody else was there. Only the real ones was there. I will share you the code. So I have noticed here on the modern landscape of the internet, of the world's largest wide area network known as the internet, right? People like to mask. What's the term? It's the Greek term where you hide the message in a fucking other message. What the fuck is that shit called? Strap or something?
Malaka.
Some shit.
Malakia. I don't know. I just want to curse.
You just said some shit.
I only want to curse.
He just said some shit. This
What?
fucking
did.
rat, man.
Go
But
ahead.
the point I'm trying to make is when you see people talk, right? A lot of people, they, for whatever reason, maybe because they want to come off as more intellectual, more smart, they want to come off like more educated. I said smart twice. You know, they don't want, they're afraid to say the real reason why they dislike something. So they're going to mask it with a bunch of fluff and a bunch of fucking digital noise to make it seem like,
Steganography is the term
yes,
I
yes,
got?
yes, steganography. Yes, that's exactly the term. Yes, that's what I was looking for.
That's what I said.
Steganography. No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
man.
That being said, so they use steganography, and by that I mean they use a bunch of fluff to hide the real reason why they dislike something. But you can find the real reason if you just look close enough. And this goes into everything. Specifically, though, you see it a lot in movies, TV shows, anime, and video games. Perfect example. Red Dead Redemption 2. All of a sudden, like 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, now there's a bunch of people popping up talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 sucks. And I'm like, wow, no, the game is fire. The game is absolutely fucking fire. Why? I look at a man, them. He like, son, I'm a big fan of Deus Ex. I love immersive sim games, and so I play Red Dead Redemption 2, and oh my god almighty, like all of the immersive sim mechanics in the game is so fire, but overall the game sucks because the story, you just shoot people. And I'm like, oh, okay. You see, what he really said was, it's not that Red Dead Redemption 2 sucks. The problem is, he's an immersive sim fan, and he thought Red Dead Redemption 2 would be an immersive sim, and it's not. You see, you gotta learn how to extract
read between the lines.
info. Yes, you gotta learn how to extract the real info out of what a lot of people are saying. If you apply this theory to what I just said, I promise you, you will understand the truth behind a lot of the nonsense that you see spouted. And of course, this is not talking about people who are just, you know, like farm baiting and all that stuff, but just farming for interactions. No, I mean there's all that other bullshit, all these weird opinions where you initially look at it and you'll think, huh? And you'll scratch your head until your skin flakes off. But no, they're just hiding the real reason why they dislike shit. It's because they're a fan of one thing, they're not actually a fan of what this actually is, they're just playing it because it's fucking hyped up, XYZ. Baldur's Gate 3 is another example. You have fucking coons talking about, yeah, I got that Baldur's Gate 3. What are you doing playing Baldur's Gate 3? Boy, the only game on your PS5 is fucking 2K. NBA. Why are you playing Baldur's Gate?
They got it because Spider-Man 2 lost. That's why they got it.
Like, that shit is so crazy. And then they go talk about, yo, this shit. That's why the whole reason, like, that's why you saw that re-rise of, oh, turn-based fucking combat is outdated. It's not because turn-based combat is outdated. No, it's not.
That's
And
because
not
y'all
only
are
that-
Zoomers and you're not good at it. That's
And
what
not
you're
only
saying.
that, but Baldur's Gate isn't even traditional turn-based combat. It's fucking grid. It's tactical. It's grid-based.
Mhm.
And with various units on the screen at one time, it's not that turn-based combat is bad. No, you just have a bunch of people who don't like turn-based combat playing this game and having no idea that the game used turn-based combat. So they see that the overworld, you can have it over the shoulder. Well, modded anyways. They see the 3D graphics. They see the 3D graphics and how close the camera is during dialogue, and they think that's the whole game. But then when the combat happens, there's turn-based. Now all of a sudden the game sucks. It's not that the game sucks. They just don't like turn-based. That's it. Gotta read between the lines, everybody. And once you apply my theory, I promise you the nonsense in the sea of the internet becomes so understandable in like a blink of an eye. It's crazy.
Well said. Or like, no, yeah. A lot of times, if you could read between the lines implicitly, they're exposing what they really. I actually would argue, sometimes, Simi, they don't even really know why.
There's also some things that they're not willing to say.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think a lot of times they're scared, or because like maybe it's a popular
because
game.
they'll get blowback.
I will look you in the eye and tell you I believe you guys when you say Witcher 3 is raw, it's a great game, but they was yapping too much. I don't want to get to that part. It's too much fucking work. You're talking too damn much. Gerald, I sprained my ankle. Please, why my shut the fuck up. I'm not even saying Witcher 3 is bad. I can't get through it. I can't get to that part because they talking too damn much to me. I don't want to hear you yap in my ear. I could have read a novel. Nothing but goddamn text in that bitch. I want to press buttons. I don't apologize for that. The way that I see gaming is different than some people might like. Some people are like, oh man, this game had a great story. I can't wait to play Stellar Blade because I apparently don't have to care about the story. I could just hack it, jump around, look at her ass.
And the best kind of games that me and Naya typically, between the two of us, and we found this multiple times, is the games where we go in for the gameplay and the story is good. I had that happen, like in recent memory, I've had that happen twice.
Katana Zero did that to me.
He and I have always talked about Katana Zero, but Black Myth Wukong was that for me. I just went in and was like, I want to kill bosses. Chapters 4, 5, 6, I was like, okay, you got me hooked. I like this narrative. This shit's cold. Like,
it's icing on the cake for me. I don't need it to have fun. Like
even with Baldur's Gate 3, like I played it and I was like expecting the story to be the best part. I was like, nope, gameplay is the best part. Story was just an add-on for me.
Persona 3 is a JRPG though, Gojo Daddy. You have to just be prepared to read a lot for stuff like that. For like visual novels, like that's different. Like that, you have to know
Japan loves the yap.
You have to know what you're going into, and Japanese people love to yap and just wax philosophically about nothing. What does it mean to have a heart? Like, shut the fuck up. It pumps blood through my goddamn body. Next question, nigga. Like, anyways. But, I do want to say this. This is the last thing I have to say, then you guys can, like, if there's anything else you want to say, let me know. But I want to talk about, the transition from franchises or, like, established IPs when they go from handheld to, like, a main console. And I don't know that there's many examples of this outside of Nintendo. So for one example, like mainline Pokemon games going from, you know, GBA, yada yada, to coming on the Switch, and like it looks the way that it looks. I'm a huge fan of the Mario and Luigi series. I actually like it a lot. I don't like all of them, but I like a lot of them a lot. Dog. Have any of you seen the discussion around Brothership, the new game? I forgot it came out. I just happened to stumble into the wrong part of Twitter, and IGN gave it a 5, and everyone's losing their minds, right?
I read that review as well.
I actually ended up watching the video or listening to it when I was doing something. I think I listened to it, and like based on what I know about that franchise series and looking at the game, I could agree with a lot of it. But like I wonder if you guys think like it's actually really hard to transition, because I think you can get away with a lot more in a handheld. Like you're willing to be like, okay, it's not as powerful, this and that and the third, whoop de whoop, blah blah blah. But if it's on this is one of the reasons why I could not play. Was it Pokemon Let's Go Eevee? I'm like, this is the upgrade from 3DS to Switch. This is ugly. Then Sword and Shield. Then I saw fucking Violet and Scarlet, and just like, do you think that's harder than it seems, or they just think because it's fucking Nintendo?
I think it's just. I mean,
I'm not getting Brothership. I'm not getting it. I thought about it because I do like the Mario and Luigi games.
I already got it, so I'm gonna be seeing whether or not it's the case or not.
Because I heard you don't even control Luigi anymore. You just give him commands.
No, you don't.
I don't like that.
No. Yeah, that's the one gripe that I'll probably have. I mean, for whatever reason, like performance issues for me are weirdly weird because I feel like I have somehow end up avoiding them when other people have them in large case scenarios. Like when Wukong dropped, for instance, there were people talking out the ass like, "Oh, my computer's not able to run it," and I play it. I don't get any graphical glitches, no fucking frame rate drops, not a single time. And that's happened to many other games that have released, and I've had them day one, and other people have had issues. So with Brothership, I genuinely expect to boot that bitch up on my Switch and not have any performance issues at all. Nintendo, I just think this is the one case where they are innovating, where they're moving everything from a home console to a mobile device. At the end of the day, Nintendo is not trying to compete in the home console market with the Switch. They're really not. They want it to be fully portable. It's just that they don't have the tech to keep the battery going for long enough in terms of like a mobile space. So yeah, I think it probably is more difficult than people give it credit for, but I think we only have really one example to look to, which is Nintendo doing it, because nobody else has really tried in terms of like porting a console variant of a game directly onto a handheld, like just because the handhelds weren't powerful enough to do it at the time. Like there's no way PlayStation was going to port like Infamous 2 onto PSP, and anybody expect that to work.
But you see, my thing is like this, right? I'm trying to think of other franchises or series that was handheld first and then went to console. But no, I think it's just Nintendo stink because you know what's a good or I guess since this is only the one example I could think of, it would be the exception to the rule. But Wario World, Wario Land. Wario Land was originally a console, I mean a handheld series, and they had this console game, Wario World. I like Wario World.
Yeah.
The GameCube game. I thought I didn't beat it, but I played I played it. I plan on beating it because I'm currently going through all the games in order. But I thought freaking Wario World on GameCube was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not that they can't do it. It's just they're just full of shit. Now what Glam was saying is very specific to their current or their current console gen, but the question is more so in general. And we've seen it. Like we've seen other console Pokemon games be good, you know, DX Galaga, whatever the fuck the game is called. I don't know, and I don't care neither. The GameCube game with the fucking white seal looking thing. I don't know his name, and I don't care neither.
You mean Gale of Darkness? Is that what you're talking about?
Whatever the fuck, man. That's what it's called. Gale of Darkness DX fucking white
Shadow Lugia, bruh, is coming for you.
Whatever the fuck his name is, dog. I don't care. The fucking white seal, flying white seal. That's what y'all hyping up. Whatever. Y'all said that was a good RPG, right? So there you go, right? Same thing, Pokemon Coliseum 1 and 2, right? Those are good games, right? So then here come fucking whatever the fuck Pokemon fucking ass. I don't know. Them shit's ass.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like the only time I've seen Switch games really break down, like people be saying that they break down, is for Pokemon games. Like Dread didn't break a single time when we played it.
I had no issues.
I didn't have any problems with Breath or Tears.
I think Breath of the Wild the most, if a lot was happening and shit was on fire, it slowed down, but that's really it.
It's like, this is just, it's a Game Freak problem. It's not a Nintendo problem. I think the only other time it's not been Game Freak has been with Brothership, as far as I can tell. It's just Game Freak cheaping out because they're lazy and they know people are gonna buy it. It's a Pokemon thing.
I know another series that went from handheld to console and it was good. Fucking Gravity Days. That's Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush 1 was on Vita. That's a handheld. And Gravity Rush 2 was on PS4. And Gravity Rush 2 was cool, right? So it's like, it's not that it's impossible. It's perfectly possible. It's just Game Freak suck. I mean, Nintendo sucks too, but you know, they just fucking suck.
Game Freak sucks more. Is the way I'd say it.
Yeah, the Let's Go games are a mixed bag. There's a lot more poop than gold in the bag in 3D. Wait, the only thing about I lost it, but I don't think any Pokemon game looks good unless you're talking about someone like the handhelds. Lugia does stink, of course. I'll kill you, Bao.
I'll shoot, Bao, for that one.
Korok Forest was dropping frames like crazy on my Switch. For me, like there's one time I think I was fighting a bunch of enemies and it was raining with not raining. It was
And like explosions happening at the
and
same time.
there's a bunch of enemies and I like use like Urberso's Fury and then like slowed down, stuttered a little bit, but that's really about it. And it actually didn't really happen in Tears from what I can remember. But
I
also
didn't have any
I'm
in
also
Tears
like when I
at
tell you
all.
guys I know what I'm doing, I know not to push a game sometimes. Like when I fall into the chasm in Tears, I don't dive at full speed to the ground. I give it time to load. I just drop normally. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an idiot. Like I
Yeah.
know when games are like I know when I'm using Ascend and it's taking a little while, it's loading the screen.
map.
I'm gonna like
That's
yeah, like I just like no like recognize things like that. Like sometimes you guys just like push your game unnecessarily because you're trying to do everything at maximum speed, I guess. But I will admit I'm a notoriously slow gamer. Gravity Days was a thing I thought about, but I'm like, I thought I was cheating because then Gravity Rush 1 came out on PS4 after, and everything that was on Vita ended up being on PS4 at some point. So I thought well, maybe I was cheating, but that's a fair one. I wouldn't call Gravity Rush 2 like awesome, great, or nothing. But that's just because. What is wrong with what is wrong? Why would you make a mechanic and then do everything to make me not use it? I don't understand some motherfuckers. I want to play that game to gravity shift, and at every opportunity, just take it away from me. Or you gotta use stealth. If you take to the skies, you get caught. I'll shoot somebody.
Japan, man. That's what Japan loves to do.
So yeah. Let's Go looks like shit, but it's the best 3D has looked for freaks game standards. It's all shit, and that's just tragic.
Only
But-
reason I give those games a pass because I get to ride on the Pokemon. That's it.
See, you're the problem.
Everything else can
You're the
suck my dick.
problem.
I never played them. I'm just like, yeah,
You're
I
the
can
pro-
ride on that
you're
shit.
the
That's
problem.
cool.
This is why Power are getting sued. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, bruh. Can't ride an animal in a 3D space. Hold on. Yo, somebody tell Rockstar they're about to get cooked.
Luckily for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it was the first game to do everything ever, so
I'm
they
done.
can't come at them for horseback riding. We
Mm-hmm.
we good. Has anyone played Astrobot? I've played the actual tech demo that came for the PS5, and my friend got his PS5. I beat that. I didn't play the game though. I have no interest.
Astro Mickey.
Astro Mickey. I'm so skeptical about that game. I'm not interested. I'm not getting it. I'd play it if someone had it, but I'm not gonna buy it. But anything else, you
Not a
guys?
platformer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. All I know is
Yeah.
all I
It's a
ever see
slideshow for Sony's successes.
for
That's what it
me.
is.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna piss a lot of people off. It just looks like the fucking new Sackboy to me from the standpoint of all I really see is Astro Bots with like Sony character skins. The same way all I do is see
Yup.
Sackboy, he fucking look like Kratos. I'm like, ugh.
Yup.
That's all.
Okay, but you see, Little Big Planet was a real fucking. That was a real sandbox game. It was real platforms. I legit have not seen. I have not seen that Astrobot jump on a single platform. I have not.
He be hovering.
With,
got- he
yeah,
got-
he's got his own little bullshit flood mechanic from Mario. Oh my god. Let me not.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys have any final comments or anything you want to say about anything, any game? Fuck Hades 2. That's all I got to say. I don't know why I said
Sir?
that, but fuck Hades 2.
What?
I just want to say fuck Hades 2. I can do that. I have free will. Fuck Hades
You
2.
don't
man.
you don't like girl with green arm on your screen, man?
Not really. Supergiant. I'm turning against Supergiant, and I'm going back to CD Projekt Red.
What?
I'm going back.
Yo.
I'm going back.
Yo.
I'm going back.
This is the worst possible timeline for this short show.
Yeah.
Cap should be Amber's ass. What else I gotta tell y'all?
Eve looking
Fucking,
nice.
Epo Raw.
Sir?
What else? And
Stellar Blade getting played on PC
let
soon.
me not say that.
Shout out Valve letting me get Half-Life 1 and 2 for $1.
Fucking Steam sucks, man. Get on God, man. I don't wanna hear that fucking Steam glazing. I'll fucking Gabe Newell chungus ass. I'll fucking chop some bacon off his fucking back.
Oh, Valve did something if you have like an expansion pass or DLC.
Oh, we didn't talk
Yeah,
about
I
that.
totally
that was a good W from them.
I
But I
forgot.
just don't care about that style of game, so it doesn't affect me as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's that is like it's one of the things that's good, but it just has zero effect on me because I don't buy DLC, and B, I don't like expansions. The majority of I can't. As a matter of fact, I can't think.
Yo,
of one
JJK
expansion.
fans, cook this man. He don't like domain. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
You ugly as hell.
JJK, the same manga that just revived everybody at the end of it. They just walk. They all went on a picnic afterwards on the final chapter. That same. Anyways, like I don't think there's a single expansion of anything that I played that I like. So like that just does not apply to me. I don't.
You didn't buy all 15 million GTA 5 expansions to me?
What expansions? Shark Cards are no fucking expansions. What are you talking about? You
Those
see,
little,
you see, he on Earth 3 with GTA 5 got expansion. Actually, I'm lying to you because the Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost in the Dam is pretty good.
They got all those fucking. That was like GTA Online updates that they had. That's what it was.
Well, they're free.
Yeah.
Those are free.
Yeah.
It's the shark cards that you gotta pay for and shit. But like, yeah, like I don't buy season passes. Like if there's a game that has expansions, I'll do one of two things. I'll either A, not fucking play it, or B, by the time I finally do play it, they come out with the unga bunga big giant donkey ass version that come with all the fucking DLC anyways.
That's what I do.
Shout out Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Or I buy it and the fucking season pass is on sale for like $2 as well, and all the expansions are on sale for like 50 cents each by the time I finally do decide to play it and buy it. So like this is really good, but y'all need to stop. See, that's the problem. Y'all enabling. And by y'all, I mean yes, y'all. If I had my camera, I'd be calling y'all.
Shaking my head back and forth as I say it.
So what they did was they're forcing everybody to have a complete list of every DLC that's going to be included in a season pass, along with a mandatory release date. That way, if anything does happen, if they don't meet the release date, and or DLC that was supposed to be a part of the season pass does not, or is not included in the season pass, let me reiterate, then you are liable to get a refund of the worth of that missing DLC or worth of that season pass.
That's the part that I forgot. So let's say like it's like a map and like 4 guns, but 2 guns don't come out. They'll refund you whatever the equivalent of the 2 guns maybe not coming out or whatever the case was. That's what it was. I know there was a stipulation to the refund thing a little bit. That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah, my thing is like stop buying season pass to begin with. Stop.
They're crackheads. They can't.
They can't. But like, just stop. Stop pre-ordering games.
Yep.
Stop pre-ordering the hyper deluxe big meat version.
Big meat is insane.
Stop
big dick version.
Humongous cock edition.
The giant, massive schlong edition.
Hyper girth edition. Like, just stop pre-ordering that. Stop buying DLC. Stop buying season passes. That's it. And if you're gonna buy DLC, buy the specific expansion that you want. Or if you buy the season pass, you're getting it cheaper. If you didn't, you buy all of it. Buy like what? $10, bro? Come on. Well, what is the season pass coming with? The fucking soundtrack. What music does the game have? The game don't got no fucking songs. You don't like no track from the game. Why you spending the egg? You swear to God, you saving money. You getting music that you don't care for. You getting art that you don't fucking care for. And you getting some other bullshit that you don't give a fuck about.
They buying that soundtrack and they can just look it up on YouTube too.
It's like, it's fucking crazy. Stop buying season passes. I promise y'all, you're not missing nothing. Stop buying season passes.
Start stealing. What's wrong with y'all? What?
Ooh, boy,
no, keep that energy. Don't say what to that.
Yeah,
we're thieves. Arrest us.
Arrest them. I'm trying to make it.
Come to my.
Here at the Empire do not condone of such actions. Me being here is strictly for entertainment purposes. I do not condone the act of stealing.
I do. Also, one time he texted me that he did. I'm gonna show y'all if you arrest me.
Yep. Link the DMs.
We all in this together. Anywho, you should play some video games. Stop reading manga. It's bad. Unless it's a good one. That's all I got.
That is good.
Unless there's a good one.
Read JoJo Lands. The JoJo Lands. I've already read that. The last chapter, actually. I'm a chapter behind.
Play Desperate 66 if you want to get some raw brain rot games. I'm running around as a human. I get cut up by a laser. I shoot a saw blade at a motherfucker. He explodes.
I
That
played
shit
the
raw.
rawest game in terms of aesthetic. That was really just like the most whatever game in Anno. I want to make it clear I didn't hate the game, but it just like looked way rawer than it needed to be for like what it really was.
Bro, they got them white ass names, dog. Why my brother named Ryan, dog? Like this shit's so Asian shit, and they got the white ass names.
Nah, like the sister's name's like Margarita, this and that, yada yada, and it's like Ryan Flores. I'm like, why is his name? It's literally like Doom Yama Paul. Like, why is they Paul? What the fuck is going on?
Reminds me of when Bao called J. Cole Jeremy, just to be disrespectful.
Deadly. My gun is deadly. Deadly. Oh my god, I'm the gun. It's deadly. That shit was so funny on I almost said Joe Rogan, Joe Budden's podcast. I had to laugh. That's probably my favorite song of the year. But he's like, oh, my gun is deadly. So anyways, y'all be safe. Goodbye.